Kings Mountain, where they treat you like family.
Hello, yeah, it's been a while. Not much. How about
Round 29 gauge material in stock with 22 colors to choose from. It's the largest selection of colors in North Carolina. Plus, they will custom cut your length. Triad corrugated metal roofing. 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. Call 980-429-2278.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincoln. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
Hey, look, it's Gary Dellinger with Dellinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dellinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Good morning, there. Whoop. That was my fault. Terry, how you like the intro?
I like the intro.
You like that?
Play that every week.
Oh, guess what, Terry?
Yeah, he's not on.
I know, I'm not.
There
even
he
on.
is. There's the
Now
Wolf
I
Man.
You like that now, Terry? Technical difficulties here. Terry, we're so excited. Terry's so
Yeah.
excited about his old intro. I made that a while ago, but you like the intro, Terry?
I like it, and like I said, we can play that every weekend that I come in here, Tom.
Okay.
Right off the bat.
No, I thought that was the Imperial March.
No, that is not what that was. Oh yeah. So-
Yeah, North Carolina State a 45-0 win over South Florida, and then last night, Mac Brown.
I was trying not.
Needs
I thought I was
to,
going to bring it up later, but
I
go ahead,
guess
Terry.
they'll probably fire him or something now since they've lost.
Terry. Every
What?
time he loses, they put him up another pedestal. The statue will be built next weekend.
Well, yeah, 15-11.
Well, who they play? When they beat Georgia State next weekend, they'll erect the statue.
There you go.
They'll erect
I
the
guess.
statue.
But they
Well-
blamed it on Howe and his receivers. They was not in sync,
Oh, okay.
is what they were blaming it on.
Right. That's coaching, right?
Well,
In syncness and 6 months of
Or maybe-
practice.
maybe
coaching.
the corners and the safeties were pretty good from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it had a little bit to do with it. We're gonna talk-
Holyfield had an interception,
He
and when he
did.
gave the ball to his dad, that was pretty cool.
we'll talk about we'll break all that down a little bit more in later. So Terry, Wolfpack won. How about put it this way? Everyone's team at this table won this week. So State won across the board. Some of you guys had more
We'd
trouble.
be number one
Some of
ranked.
you guys had more troubles than others of us had more troubles. But, you know.
Ohio State's got some problems. They had some problems getting lined up, but Minnesota has a lot of guys, 5th year, and they had some 6-year guys on their offensive line. Guys
State's
that,
got a few.
yeah, the guys coming back, and Ohio State had a lot of young guys, and it showed. You know, when you're having a hard time adjusting to the offensive line movement, you saw that in Kings Mountain Burns last night, where the offensive line lines up and then they move and forces you to move, and then you get penalties called on you or somebody misses their gap responsibility, and that's just, hey, I know more than you. You know, the athlete just like, I'm just going to go make a play, but you know, you start doing that strategy on the offensive line, and it created some holes. You know, Minnesota had a pretty good game on the ground, but Ohio State just too much talent. That's why they won. But before we get into too much more football, I want to remind our listeners that Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. They're bringing you Saturday morning sports talk. And Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Thank you to our friends at Friendship.
Yep.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You're listening
Appreciate
and
it,
watching, like you said, to the Saturday Morning Sports Talk. If you're listening to us, you can watch us live on YouTube every Saturday morning. Watch the replay anytime you want. That's the good thing, Terry. You know, even Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock, you could watch the replay.
Yeah, you can
of
listen
Saturday
to
Morning
stuff on
Talk, couldn't you, Terry?
KTC broadcasting, even when you're working.
That'd be a good time to watch it when you get a minute. Put it on, the private mode. Go, zoom out, and I mean, you know what I mean.
I do.
Minimize your screen. Now, Terry, what you need to do is get you some of those ear pods and sneak you one in your ear over there and tell people you're deaf, but you'll be listening to KTC broadcasting instead through your Bluetooth.
Mr. Reinhardt, I'm sorry. Huh?
What?
Huh?
Yeah. What?
I just gave y'all such great ideas. So teachers are around everywhere. Now we're going to give y'all the scores. We're trying to round up what we didn't get last night. So that's why we haven't yet this morning. So we're going to get into some more stuff. We've got NFL this week, guys. NFL. Terry, your rookie linebacker is lighting a fire under Tom Brady. We're going to talk about that more, if that's a good idea or not. We had picks from last week. We'll go through some of them in college football. I could probably go ahead and do that. I didn't do the bad picks from what we've done last week, because it's still 1 week, so we can kind of, I'll put it all together in one for next week. So we'll have a bad pick segment next week for those. I've got to put one together for Shannon too. I got his boy in here and telling him that I wanted him to help pick Terry, because Shannon went 20-7 last week, and And I was like, well, I think you can do pretty good, CJ. And he come in here and his daddy told him to get out.
Well, 20-7's not bad. I mean,
I give him credit. 3 or 4 of them was schools in somewhere, not anywhere near here. So I give him credit. He did have a pretty decent week. He nailed one score that we talked about last night. So I tell you what I can do while rounding up scores and everything is, talk a little bit about next week's tentative schedule. West Lincoln has made up a game, and they'll be playing Ashbrook next week.
Yes.
And we will have that on WLON. So it was tentatively scheduled. No Lincoln County teams are going to play next week. And right now, West is playing Ashbrook, who hasn't played yet this year. And we had Bessemer hosting Christ the King, but we're gonna be happy to have the Lincoln County game back on next week. So we'll have West Lincoln at Ashbrook next Friday night. In Cleveland County, Tom, we'll have you and Brent Pasco over at Shelbytown for High Brighton Panthers, and they've already lost. I know that East Lincoln, we couldn't find anything.
I don't
last
think
night.
they played last night.
Yeah, I think we ended up wiping it off the board. They were scheduled for West Caldwell, and again, folks, if we don't have a score, they may not have even played. And so to give an example, we can't even get scores, much less. You'd think the one thing the Athletic Association could do on their scoreboard that they have is post cancellations. Now, whether or not you can keep up with the score, that's one thing. But for everyone across the state, reporting agencies, news agencies, it would be so easy for everyone to put this game's been postponed and canceled, and they're not. So we're just kind of guessing on some of these. So we don't know. Well, we had some teams played 2 Georgia teams last night on our schedule. We had a 1A play a 4A last night, believe it or not. Brevard played, where are they on my list up there, Terry? I'm blind.
I don't see them.
Did I not write them up there?
I don't think
they're
you
on.
did.
They're on one. They're on the scoreboard list. How about I pull that up for the folks at home and give you at least the scores we do have? How about this, Tom? This will make it easy.
I just sent a text message to a contact at Watauga, see if I can find out whether that game was played or not, Kevin. I do not think the High Brighton game was played. I haven't seen anything on their Twitter page or anything, so I don't think that. But you think they would post on their page that the game had been canceled, but
that's what I'm saying. Somewhere we've had Twitter's been around for 10 years. I always thought this would be so easy at this point to be getting scores, and there'd be people tweeting videos and scores and updates from the stadiums. And no.
Here's my deal with it. I think there needs to be a central location that if you are not playing, you must call in and tell these people. So it's updated regularly, especially on Fridays.
And for media and fan, I mean, for us, but for fans as well. They might be sitting home trying to find it on the radio dial and can't do it, or trying to find it live stream.
Well, I know they play here, and you keep switching, and nothing's coming up. But if they had that and it was just listed, these games have been canceled. I mean, we're paying people a lots of money and other things that they are doing, and this should be something pretty easy to pay.
Right.
It wouldn't cost them no $100,000 to do this every Friday.
Well, the thing is, Terry, they have a live scoreboard, so they're already paying somebody or something to do it. All they have to do is put a PPD next to it, or and fix. There needs to be a way to be able to get that going. And you're 100% right. Looks like I've got a couple more scores coming in as we're filing up. Terry, I will give a quick update. I can go ahead and tell you the power poll that's going to be out for next week. Kind of go ahead and discuss that a little bit. Let's see, Polk County, I got that score in. They won last night.
At High Brighton High School, I don't know if they played football, but I do know they had a badminton competition at their school. That's on the front page of the website.
Oh, okay. Well,
so we know they had badminton, Terry.
Uh-oh.
But we don't know if they had football.
Well, Tom, last night, Robbie and I was discussing the local newspaper here in Cleveland County. 12 of the last 13 tweets were about things out of the county, and that was just us scrolling down just to check, as in national stories.
Oh,
as in our local paper.
Oh, okay.
So 12 of the 13 stories, and the only one that won was was all the game schedules across the state.
Well, you
And
know
so
what?
you can't even get things like that now, and so
The reason why that is they don't have their own reporters anymore,
Right.
so they have to go to the Associated
and it's not
Press.
just them; it's
Yeah.
across. All these local papers and everything been bought out by national corporations, and they're more concerned with the getting those. It's the click numbers and everything, and so they have issues with that. All right, so we're gonna real quick. Let me do the top 10 that updated, Terry. So kind of, and I'm gonna show the folks. Let's see if I can get the one from last week and get that up for you.
We should have moved up.
Well, you did.
Without
Where
playing.
were you? You did.
How about it, Tom?
You
Yep.
did, Terry.
Moved up.
Believe it or not, you did. So good for you guys. Let me close this a second so I can pull it up. My power poll. I guess it'll be easier if I do it this way. So looking at it, last week, Tom, give me the top 10 from last week real quick.
All right.
For our radio
From last week of this poll, which is very scrutinized by myself.
Always
Number
works.
10, South Point. Number 9, the Chase Trojans. Number 8, the Hendersonville. I think they're the Bearcats.
Yes.
Number 7, the Burns Bulldogs. Number 6, the East Lincoln Mustangs. Number 5, the Bunker Hill Bears. Number 4, our estranged employees, Bandy's Trojans. Number 3, the Statesville Greyhounds. Number 2, the Shelby Golden Lions of Brent Pasco. And number 1, the Maiden Blue Devils. Well, there was, the Blue Devils didn't play last night, but there was another set of Blue Devils that got beat by UNC Charlotte, Terry.
Yeah, they
Guess
did.
guess who's at the game? KTC Zone's Anna Senafani, who will be out at the remote in Volkswagen in Gastonia
Was she
today.
one of the people running onto the field?
She did.
There you go.
She did. Celebrate. Celebrate.
Wait a minute. She stormed
the field.
The field. They stormed the field because they
Oh,
beat
no.
Duke.
beating Duke.
And even my wife, who doesn't watch football that much, said, neither team seemed like they were very good.
That's rough, Terry.
But UNC Charlotte gets the win over Duke.
Well, all right. We're going to talk about that in a little bit because it is big news. It really is. So, we'll talk about why and more. Looking at the top 10 last week, that's what we had, Tom. So here's the movers and shakers for this week and how and what's happened. So, in the 13th spot, Kings Mountain stays in the same spot.
This is why your poll is just your poll's nonsense. I mean, it's just
Terry.
They're not better than the teams ahead of them, Tom.
Terry.
Yet. I'll put it like that. Yet.
Right. So, at number 12, no, 13, I got that wrong. That was North Lincoln. Kings Mountain did move up to number 12.
Okay. So they moved up a spot.
Right.
There you go. See, they moved up.
Well, that's all you get when you play a 2A school. 2 points, Tom.
your poll doesn't take into consideration the skill level of the teams. That's the problem I have with your poll.
Well, okay. Thank you. Kings Mountain. Okay. Kings Mountain is number 12 right now with 4 points. South Point is number 11 with 4 points. And Terry making the top 10. The West Lincoln Rebels did not play this week. They move up into the top 10 by everyone else's defeat. Rebels number 10. South Point moves out after losing last night big to Hickory Ridge 27-7. West Lincoln, South Point, and Kings Mountain actually tied. West Lincoln wins on the tiebreaker there, Terry, for having the best defense.
There you go.
And being 2-1. And so, Tom don't like that. Number 9, the Burns Bulldogs with 5 power points on the season. And they are sitting in the 9 spot, comfortably 3 spots ahead of the Mountaineers.
Oh, God.
Tom.
Burns got ahead of us?
Yeah, Burns
Oh,
is ahead
there's
of
something
you
wrong
now.
with this poll, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Now
he
Terry.
disagrees.
Now Terry's going to join in.
Now he disagrees.
Y'all have got a loss.
Yeah. So Burns drops 2 spots with the loss down to number 9. Now, Tom, are you saying you've never seen an AP poll where a team like Appalachian beats a team like Michigan, and then the poll comes out the next week, Michigan's ranked 10th and App's 24th? You ever seen something like that happen before, Tom? So
yes, I have.
So Burns being 2 spots ahead of Kings Mountain and ours. Now here's what's going to fix itself. In 3 weeks, when y'all start playing 1A schools and they're playing 3A schools, they'll slide right by you.
Well, okay. I guess in the long run, it corrects itself.
Well,
it does.
There you go. It's like a Johnny Cash song, Tom.
Not where you are now. It's where you are at the end.
Yeah,
All
I understand.
right. So, number 9 was the Burns Bulldogs. Number 8, number 7 tied. They didn't lose. So, the top 5 this week didn't even play. And they all dropped 3 spots in the poll. So, Maiden, Shelby, Statesville, Bandy's, across the board, all dropped 3 spots in the power, and Bunker Hill, all dropped 3 spots on the power poll. That's your now number 4 for Maiden. They're at 7 points. Shelby with 7. Statesville with 7 at 6. Bandy's with 6 at number 7. And Bunker Hill drops to number 8 at 6. The Chase Trojans and the East Lincoln Mustangs, Chase with a big 3A victory. They move up to 8 points. East Lincoln with a 2A victory. They move up to 8 points. And now they're both sitting at 2 and 3 in the power polls. The Mustangs are 2, and the Chase Trojans are now number 3 in the What's Up Shopper power poll. And the new number 1 team, Tom's favorite Bearcats, the Henderson from
Hendersonville Bearcats are now
are one of our new teams in the area, and
I'm gonna give them a lot of credit. They have been scoring tons.
They
of
have.
points.
They always have, though.
They let's see, what they win by 55-0.
Yeah,
they've got 100.
Didn't they have
170? They got almost 200 in 3 games right now. It's about like 190, 185.
I want to say that they're their own separate school system, like Hendersonville City and Henderson County. And I wonder if that creates more of an ability to go maybe snag a few players from the surrounding schools.
I don't know. I'm not privy to that information. All right, Tom, let's give the scores that we do have, and then that'll be that. If we can't get the Unicoi County, South Caldwell, and the North Georgia Cherokee final, so be it.
And Tom, make sure that you start off with our
do
list
it from
over
here.
here.
Do these. Do from the screen.
Yeah,
That'd be the best.
do from that.
These are the most
right
updated.
There.
And
Start
the most
at the top, because last week I heard you complaining about me throwing somebody else at the top.
I was.
Yeah.
Can you read it, Tom?
Let me go to the board. North Gaston over the Chase over North Gaston 36-26. Kings Mountain over Burns 19-14. And East Lincoln defeats Lincoln 14-8. Thomas Jefferson defeats the Community School of Davidson 51-15. Freedom over Forest View over Freedom 13-7.
Good game there.
Pine Lake Prep over Bessemer City 20-8. Stuart Kramer over East Gaston. East Gaston was ahead in that game, Terry. So East Gaston's improved their program. They fall 28-21. And North Lincoln defeats Northwest Cabarrus 54-40. Terry?
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. It was Hickory Ridge defeating South Point 27-7. In this game, I'm not surprised that Hickory Ridge won. I'm surprised at the score by 20 points.
That's a big score.
But Hickory Ridge, it must be pretty good to hold South Point to only 7 points. It was Davie County 42, Lake Norman 28. It was Polk County 26, West Henderson 14. It was Hickory 37, Drone 13. North Buncombe loses to Andrews 44-20. It was Murphy over Georgia FC.
That's Georgia Force Christian.
58-14.
I think they're in the same conference. That game was on ESPN the other night.
He said Georgia FC. I thought that was a soccer game.
Yeah.
It was Smoky Mountain 37, Roberson 12. It was Hendersonville 55, East Henderson 0. AC Reynolds over Alexander Central 24-7. And the final scores that we got was Pisgah over Mountain Heritage 19-2. That's impressive. Right
2-run
there.
homer by Mountain Heritage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the bottom of the ninth,
At
but
one
not
point,
enough.
There was a game down east last night. I don't know I can't remember who was playing. It was 11-5.
Those are odd scores.
11-5 in a football game.
And Black Mountain Owen defeated Albemarle 34-21.
And now, in Athletic Association website last night, Terry had that at 1 point, 36-0 Albemarle. The Athletic Association website, not a random reporter or somewhere out and about. And that's what I mean by the point of us trying to keep up with these. And like, why don't y'all have them? Well, the Athletic Association's not even close.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when I was doing it that you look at the score and you never give that score out until you see it like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes they are wrong, especially when it'll pop up first quarter 31-0, and you'll be like, my Lord, they just started.
All you have to say is score has been reported or reportedly.
Yeah, but
that's what we have.
Yeah. Try not to do that too many times.
Yeah.
We think.
We believe. We've been informed.
Rumor has it. All right, I've got just a couple of highlights. Didn't have too many last night. We only had 3 games covered, so we're not going to have too many. Actually, Shannon down the sideline got some of the better highlights last night for us. So these are our highlights from last night's game that I'm going to pull up. We've got a couple from Chase, and then we've got a couple from Burns, and also a couple from East Lincoln, and then, of course, a few from Bessemer that we don't want to talk about. Let's start in Bessemer. I will. Highlight of the night, Terry. Sometimes, your defense is so good that you put enough pressure on them that they'll just snap the ball in the back of the end zone. So Bessemer City takes 2-0 lead with the stellar swarming defense there in the end zone, Tom.
2-0.
Oh, I didn't switch it. We saw a good highlight for the people online. How about let's try this again. Blowing them out. 2-0, get off our field. And then it got bad. 20-8, Yellow Jackets lose, 9-yard run. Here's 11-yard run from the Yellow Jackets. We'll show our local kid and not the Pine Lake ones. Even though they did have a good pass, but Justice Cooper, pretty good runner up the middle, scores. For the Yellow Jackets, let's see. Let's get over. This is Tanner's setup. Who went to see Chase last night, and Tom. Strangely enough, Rutherford County hadn't let us, or anyone do broadcast over there other than their own schools for years. That game was in a South Carolina television station.
Yeah.
Terry, thoughts on that one?
Why would a South Carolina
did North Gaston at Chase?
Who's got is there some kind of stud out there that's
well, Rutherford County's in that television broadcast area, but again,
I guess you got to cover them sometime.
Might be the only game. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But again, as far as North Carolina goes, Terry, why are we allowing that as opposed to the local people to cover the games?
I agree. 100%.
Even we weren't even at some of the schools the last few years before we've had some changes in administrations over there. Now we've got some friendly people over there. They didn't even allow us to do the radio over there unless we paid triple for it. Yeah. And then now there's the South Carolina TV stations doing it. So, more power to them. I'm glad the kids got got promoted. I'm not saying that, but we'd like to do a game at Chase or Thomas Jefferson or East Rutherford next year, and maybe we will. Maybe that might happen. We'll see in the future. This is a botched punt. This is after the botched punt. This is the touchdown. I didn't read the tweet wrong. This is East Lincoln scoring here. Handoff up the middle. About every score we had last night was this exact play there. Our highlights
aren't really highlights, except for the Kings Mountain catch on the
you guys,
Burns
catching
the Burns
Tim, you there?
In the end zone was the best play of the night. We voted
Tim, you there?
On the post games. Hey, do what? Hey, y'all are on the radio. Who we got?
Well, I know, but the way these phones are, we're gonna have to answer it like this.
Yeah.
Tim Pruitt.
Yes, sir.
Coach Pruitt. All right, here. All right, you can talk to the guys. Here you go.
Good. What's up, Will? Good morning.
Good morning, Coach Pruitt. Had the night off
Good
last
morning.
night. Did you go watch a ball game?
A little dad-daughter date night. We rode over to Burns just because it was the closest game to us, and took in a really good high school football game.
Yeah, I was at that Burns game as well, Coach Pruitt, and defensive battle throughout most of the game, but it ended up being the big plays that at the end, especially for Kings Mountain, that turned the tide. I thought that when Kings Mountain switched to that power game, it was really a turning point. The Richardson kid did go down with some cramps, but they were able to get him back in, and Burns didn't seem to be able to consistently stop that and allowed Kings Mountain to control the ball a little bit. And then on the other side of the ball, Burns couldn't get a lot of, sustained drives. They had a big play here or there, but they're having a problem sustaining drives. And I think there's a few things maybe they need to button down on their offensive line that's going to allow them to do that. What'd you see out there last night?
I just saw two really good teams, very athletic, very strong up front. Two good defensive teams. And, it's still early in the season, so offensively you're a little bit behind maybe where you want to be. But as those teams go forward, I think you'll see both teams probably start hitting on all cylinders. So we don't play them toward the end of the season, but try to take in a little bit when I can. So I think Coach Lloyd, Coach DeMine both have great teams, great programs, and good to see the communities come out and support their teams like they did last night. Hate that we weren't able to play Blacksburg. Blacksburg had some protocol issues, and therefore we couldn't play. And about 27 minutes after I heard that earlier in the week, we got the call from North Gaston that they'd like to play JV. So we just went ahead and made the decision. We're going to find a opportunity to play on October 1st and make that our open week. And our JVs were able to go to North Gaston on Thursday night and win 8-0. So we're excited about our young group of guys and the fact that we have about 50 guys involved in our program right now.
Hey, when did you find out you wouldn't be playing Friday?
I'm trying to think through my week. I guess that would have been Tuesday, about less than an hour before we were going to go out for practice. So that would have been Tuesday afternoon. Coach Harrell came to my room during my class time. Usually when he shows up at my door, something bad has happened. Hopefully it's not something I did wrong. And he came up and approached me about that, and then went to practice. And we actually spoke to the kids about it after we started our warm-up process. There was a weather chance that day, so we jumped to practice mode instead of film mode, and that wouldn't be something that was out of the ordinary for them, but waited till we got on the practice field. But really, our kids had a really good practice on that day, and then since we were able to secure the JV game, we went ahead and gave our guys off Wednesday varsity-wise, because it's like our open week. We would have a day off usually early in the week and a Friday off, so we were able to concentrate on the JV and give them a little extra time, making sure our first JV game we played at West, and we were really short players, and we had 4 or 5 extra guys available this Thursday, which was great. And then we were just making sure we had all our special teams ready and get a good idea of what we're going to do offensively and defensively. So it was good to concentrate on the JV. And then Thursday before the JV left, our varsity group got out there, and we really put in our Blacksburg game plan because of the fact that on offense we had done the defense the day before. And just because we're going to play them next year, and they play a little bit different defense than what we've seen so far this year. And if we see that type of defense, that'll be a day ahead that we can be with that process. So I think our kids and our coaches really adjusted well to it. I think we got some good things out of it, and we're excited about hopefully hosting Chase's JVs on Thursday and going to Chase on Friday. I say hopefully because you never know what's in store with this year. So, we could play 2 different teams by Thursday and Friday, or we could be sitting and watching. So we're going to take it one week at a time and make the most of it and enjoy the process.
Yeah, it's just tough. I was making some comments on the radio last night that Shelby and Crest had been canceled. Burns and Kings Mountain, the JV game was canceled due to protocol, and they were worried about the varsity contest. And, you talked about your preparation and game planning, and I know there's a lot that goes into that, but it seemed like you just took an opportunity to do something else, and that's just what you have to do as a coach. But it really has to be frustrating when you've studied film, you've played, you put in the game plan, you've talked to your kids, had meetings and such, and then you find out you're not playing. That's got to be mental strain, not just on you, but all the coaches around here worrying about this from week to week.
Sure. Blacksburg, I mentioned they did something different on defense, but their offense is really unique. In 90-some plays in 2 games, they had run some form of power half the time. Took the time to break them down, in terms of their formations and stuff. Did all that on Monday night, stayed up late. And then Tuesday you get to practice and you're like, oh, that didn't even matter if I did all that. So, it did say, make you think a little bit. But, football's football. Preparing for football should be good in any of the activity in the game. So, just being around it and give you some other ideas and some things. So there's reasons things happen, and you prepare the best you can. And we're going to get prepared to play a really good Chase team this week. And Coach Cottle's got a really good group of players. We've got to find a way to slow down his running back. We got to find a way to keep the ball from them. Probably in the image, which I saw maybe the first quarter and a half of the Virginia Tech-Carolina game, it seemed like that was what Virginia Tech did, keeping the ball away by having a good running game and then being sound and completing a few passes in the passing game. So Chase is still doing the same stuff they done on defense in the 3-5-3, and we got to find a way to keep the ball from them.
Yeah, they a winner last night, 36-26 over North Gaston. They go to 3-0. I know they're having a very good season, and Coach Cogdell will do a good job getting them prepared next week. But I think it's a good challenge for you and your kids to go there and play those kids. Some people might say, man, that's a pretty tough non-conference opponent, but I don't think you get any better by not looking for tough non-conference opponents. So I think it's an opportunity for your team to grow and learn some things heading into the conference season.
Sure, we've played them for a long time in the non-conference, and to be honest with you, with new alignment, we really tried to look at 1A teams, and we had Pine Lake Prep lined up. Then last year when they brought a lot of those kids over from Huff, in our thought process, the coaches, that's something they would probably do yearly, and we didn't feel comfortable playing a charter private school that was going to do that to us every year. So we just went ahead and settled with Chase, as one of my coaches said. We know what they have, and the fact that in the last, 4 years, we split 2-2, a team that we've been really competitive with. So, but yes, a good 2A team, and of course we backed that up with another pretty good 2A team in Shelby, obviously, and we have Burns and East Gaston. Played Stuart Kramer close last night. So our 2A teams left on our schedule are going to be really good teams that are going to make us better, hopefully, for the teams that we play in 1A. And obviously, Thomas Jefferson's got one of the better 1A teams in the state. And then, of course, we have our Gaston County teams in Highland Tech last night. Come very close. I heard they had a game-winning touchdown called back late in the game against Carver. And, Carver's team has been down of late, but I do remember Carver and Kings Mountain playing one of the best state championship games I've ever seen in my life in 1998. So a pretty storied program. So good luck to the rest of our teams in our conference as they get ready to start the conference season in a couple of weeks, and we'll get ready to play against some solid competition. It's going to make us better. And I think our kids are ready for that challenge. Our kids have really done some things well away from the game, doing things well in the classroom, showing up on time for football practice, things that we've asked them to do to focus on to make us a better program, and our kids have stepped up.
Well, definitely character counts, and I'm glad that that's being emphasized, not just on the football field, but in the classroom as well. I can speak to the Burns kids that I have in my own class, and I tell you, they do a good job too, and I think that's good leadership coming from the coaches and being their mentors and help getting them prepared for the rest of their lives. So that's good to hear. Coach, your Mountaineers, big winner. You don't have the Mountaineers to watch this Saturday. I know you've got some football responsibilities of your own, but what's the game of the day in college football?
Yeah, it's a great day for college football, and hey, I have the DVR set from the other night, and I watched the first quarter. So later on this morning, before the games get started up, I will be watching the Mountaineers play, and it was awesome. I can say this, and no one around the area where I grew up will be there, but I remember coaching at Star Mounts Little Kids Camp, and a kid named Trey Money and his twin brother would be at camp, and a kid named Henry Stone would be at camp. Both of those kids are student assistants at Appalachian State. One's actually a graduate assistant, one of them's a graduate assistant, was a student assistant, and the other one is now one of their, whatever roles they have for other people and coaches that aren't really the true assistant coaches. Both of them coach on staff, so I got to message them after the game the other night, and it's just neat to have that connection with your alma mater and know that the people that are coaching. And Henry works with Coach Ponce, who came back from Louisville, and Coach Ponce is a great man who does a great job. So I'm excited about App State football this year, and I can't wait to get to a game.
Okay, I think that that Georgia Clemson game is going to be a fun one to watch. Alabama Miami might be a fun one to watch. So some big time.
Yeah,
games.
I'll definitely be watching the Georgia Clemson, but the Alabama Miami is the one I want to pay attention to because I believe the Mountaineers roll into Miami next weekend, and hopefully we can play a little bit better against the U than the first time we played against them a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so they did the home and away. They just put a couple years in between. So that's what they did.
Yeah. They did.
Okay, because I can remember that game, Miami going up to Appalachian State. So it's going to be a great experience for their kids to go down there and play Miami at their place. So good luck to the Mountaineers when they go down there. And, Coach, enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy some college football. And good luck next week against those Chase Trojans. And keep up the good work. We appreciate you calling in to Saturday.
Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great week. And go Mountaineers, go Ironman. And everyone have a great Labor Day because that's what makes our country great, the labor and the work that people put into our great nation.
Thank you, Coach. Please call in next week, and hopefully you get that W next week. So that's Coach Pruitt calling in. Kevin?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach Pruitt. I've stepped away. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get a question for you. Have a few issues got to cover here at the school. JP, hang up on him in there before we start getting dial tones.
Okay.
Coming up in the next few weeks on WOHS, Tom, let me let you do the WHS schedule here the next few weeks.
Okay, the WHS schedule, that will be High Brighton at Shelby. And then the following week, it will be Crest at Ashbrook. Following that will be Stuart Kramer at Crest. Following that will be South Point at Crest. Then we'll have Thomas Jefferson at Burns. I think that's going to potential for a very good matchup, Terry.
Yes,
I think that one's going to be a good matchup. Bessemer City visits Shelby. Probably not as good a matchup there. And then we've got the Paul Print. Is that Hunter Huss?
Yeah,
Okay, Hunter Huss at Crest. And then the season finale, Burns at Shelby. So we've got a couple of good matchups there, I think. And when we get into the traditional powerhouse 2As playing some of the 1As, they're going to have to step up to the plate, Terry. I mean, they're going to have to step up and play some good football. But I think there's still some potentially good matchups going forward in the conference. And then that Shelby Burns game should be, we don't know for sure, should be for the conference championship.
All right, we had Christ the King at Bessemer City scheduled next week on WLON, but West Lincoln has got a game scheduled now. None of the Lincoln County teams were scheduled, but we now have West Lincoln at Ashbrook, week 4, September 10th on WLON next week. Then Bunker Hill at Lincoln, and on September 17th, September 24th, Maiden at West Lincoln, October 1st, Bandy's at Lincoln, October 8th, West Lincoln at Newton Conover, St. Stephen's at East Lincoln on the 15th, on the 22nd, it'll be Maiden and Lincoln, and to finish up the season, Lincoln at West Lincoln. Terry, why don't you give me the Ironman schedule the next few weeks?
That's it, Coach Pruitt. And now we'll have Chase coming in next. Well, they'll be at Chase, next weekend, and then they will make a trip up to Shelby on the 17th. They will have East Gaston coming to Cherville on the 24th. Burns will be at Bessemer City. We'll have that on October the 1st.
If you folks aren't paying attention, that's Cherville's bye week. Now, if Cherville for some reason ends up having to play that week, we don't know. We may have Ironman that week, right? Instead of Burns at Bessemer City.
Could happen.
Or Crest and South Point might not play. Burns at Bessemer might be on WHS, Tom. So,
we
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
On week 8, it will be Cherville at Highland Tech. On the 15th, it will be Thomas Jefferson at Cherville. On the 22nd, Burns will come over here to Cherville. And on the 29th, it will be Cherville at Bessemer City to clamp out the season in a series that Bessemer City leads 35, 34, and 2.
It's tight. It's getting tight. The battle of the belt. Coach Pruitt's got the belt, though. So he gets to wear that every Saturday right now, Terry. With tentatively scheduled, we had RS Central at Chesney. We don't even know if RS is playing next week. So we don't know what's on Waggy next week. It may be Cherville at Chase, simulcast on both. We will let you know in the week. Follow on Facebook and Twitter, folks. We'll post on Monday. It'll change by Wednesday, right? And then we'll let you know Friday, maybe.
Well, there was, I don't know if you guys saw that the legislature passed a bill the governor signed allowing schools to go all remote. I think they couldn't do it now. They've passed a law. So, with that being put in place, that made me think, okay, well, Graham County and Mitchell County were all remote, Terry. So they were all remote.
And Tom, I keep going back. I think you need to fall back to the AB rule that we was doing by first. Half the kids there, half of them not. And I know that's a lot more for y'all because y'all having to do quite a bit, more to what you're doing. But I would rather go back to that rule than everybody just go remote.
How
much easier is it on Terry if they go that route?
See, but that's a shot across the bow in case people don't usually listen. Anyway, but what I'd say, Terry, is if you're scheduling this, if you're an administrator scheduling this, then I liked what I like. My economics class, I had remote kids, all remote, and I had AB kids.
Yeah.
But the remote kids could follow along every day. And then we had like the AB kids who would follow along when they weren't at school. So as long as the kids had access to high-speed internet, whether they were there or not, didn't matter. I had some go back and forth. I had some go all remote, from being in the class, and then some come back from all remote and come to the class. So, I mean, if your classes are set up, but if I was having that conversation with the administrator, they might say, well, yeah, that works if everybody's got high-speed internet. And not everybody has that. I know more people have it than now, but that's the ideal way to do it is if you've got and that way the kids can, you're on quarantine? Okay, well, you just get on the computer when you're on quarantine and you follow along. There are some hiccups that happen with that, and it's not as good when you're at home. But schools better start thinking about that because if you get a cluster, I heard that some schools. I don't want to say which particular school because I don't like getting rumor mill, but I've heard some schools have had you got 1,200 kids, you got 300 on quarantine. That's getting concerning.
Yeah, it is.
Moving forward, and the winter months are coming up, so. But, at one point, you got to think, Terry, either everybody's going to be either vaccinated or had this stuff. You know what I mean? Just get beyond.
You think my poll has fuzzy math, and you ain't been paying attention the last year and a half to anything. Let's look at the let's look at a couple of Shannon's bad picks. He picked Burns to win, 24-21. Bad pick, Shannon. Let's see. He picked...
that's a series there that we talk about, and I know a lot of times, and we're not going to get into this, whether it's a rivalry or whether it's not, but that's a series there that going into last night, Kings Mountain was up 27-26 in total victory. So now it's Kings Mountain 28-26 over Burns.
So Bulldogs and Bestman's got a good overall history there. Another one that was missed by Shannon and the gang was the East Gaston game. Both of them, him and Tim picked East Gaston to win that one. I think now he Hendersonville, he got Hendersonville with a win and he got them a lot of points, but he said they'd give up 48. So he missed the spread he said 70-48. So he missed it by quite 48 points there on that one, Shannon. And then let's see. Got that one. The rest of them are just, I don't care about the rest of them. So Shannon, not too bad. I don't got too much ready. But the worst one of the night, Terry. And this will lead us into our next story. The worst picks of the night from Tim and Shannon were in college football.
They all took Carolina, did they not?
I didn't even write down UNC. This is what I wrote down, Terry. Both say win big. One said, I think they're going to win big. And the other said, I agree. I said, okay. So you both say the Tar Heels going to win big. It's not even going to be close. Oh, yeah.
That is a tough place for anybody. I don't care who it is. That would be a tough place for Alabama.
It'd be a tough place for Appalachian to go in and win.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll give them credit for that. Tim had it 38-10 Tar Heels, and Shannon had it 35-14 Tar Heels.
Excuse me, but the final score was 17-10 Virginia Tech.
He had 35-14 Tar Heels.
And Shannon is sending a smiley face, thinking that his bad pick. Shannon, you got to be somewhat accurate, or people are going to stop listening to the show.
If I would have been here,
you have
I
to be
would
somewhat
have
accurate.
the other way.
You have to be somewhat
There
accurate.
you go.
You can't pick with your heart, Shannon.
All right,
JP.
JP.
You got to use common sense.
Let's take a break. We were way past due. We'll be back in a few minutes. We've got college football. We're going to talk. The local coach around here is 15-11. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about the Mountaineers and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss in Carolina Country as we broadcast live this Saturday, September 4th, from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia for their big Labor Day weekend sales event. The summer may be ending, but the deals are just beginning on your new Volkswagen, like 0% financing for up to 72 months. Come on in for all the details. Plus, Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia has one of the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in this area, paying top dollar on your trade-in. So join our live broadcast from 11 to 3. We'll have free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Belmont, plus chips and soft drinks. Register to win free prizes, including free Renaissance Festival tickets, free Cleveland County Fair tickets, free rounds of golf, free meal certificates, Boss T-shirts, and more. Mark the date this Saturday, September 4th, the big Labor Day weekend celebration at Classic Volkswagen, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Hey, we'll see you there.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated '1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Now hiring. The Milligan Allen plant, located at exit 100 in Blacksburg, South Carolina, is now hiring experienced operators. Starting pay is $17 an hour with potential to earn $24 an hour. No prior chemical experience needed. The Allen plant offers 12-hour rotating shifts and provides a safe, stable environment with opportunities for overtime. Come join the Milligan family, where together we strive to positively impact the world around us for generations to come. Benefits include medical, dental, vision, life insurance, 2 weeks vacation, 401k, and a nurse practitioner. Qualified applicants should apply at careers.milligan.com. Search by function for Allen Plant and apply for experienced chemical operator. Or call the Allen Plant at 864-839-0399. Hop on the escalator and head upstairs to Kurt's Premium Outlet in the Eastridge Mall in Gastonia for some great second floor deals. Like this week, standard size pillows, $5. Regal Comfort Down Feather Pillows, a set of 2, $17.99. Salt crystal lamps are $15. Kurt's Premium Outlet has Galan's 3.1 cubic foot refrigerator freezers for $69. Animal costumes, $7.50, and Graco Day to Dream travel bassinets are $119.50. Kurt's Premium Outlet on North New Hope Road at Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook too.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated '1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain.
Lifetime warranty on new and used cars at Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City. And now until the end of the month, Friendship in Forest City will offer up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. Guaranteed best prices on new cars, all used cars priced way below book value, and now all new and used cars have a lifetime warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited miles. We're simply not like any other dealer. Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram, we're located in Forest City.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss in Carolina Country as we broadcast live this Saturday, September 4th, from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia for their big Labor Day weekend sales event. The summer may be ending, but the deals are just beginning on your new Volkswagen, like 0% financing for up to 72 months. Come on in for all the details. Plus, Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia has one of the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in this area, paying top dollar on your trade-in. So join our live broadcast from 11 to 3. We'll have free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Belmont, plus chips and soft drinks. Register to win free prizes, including free Renaissance Festival tickets, free Cleveland County Fair tickets, free rounds of golf, free meal certificates, Boss t-shirts, and more. Mark the date this Saturday, September 4th, the big Labor Day weekend celebration at Classic Volkswagen, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Hey, we'll see you there.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. For your party, family gathering, or just a get-together of friends, get it catered by Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Gastonia. Check out their party packs, including pork or chicken or beef with barbecue sauce, slaw, plates, cups, eating utensils, serving utensils, potato salad, buns, and sweet tea and ice. And delivery is available. For more information, call 704-824-8838. Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 305 South Main Street in Lowell. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30, and 11 to 3 on Sunday. Also call for employment opportunities that are now available. And now Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks are taking applications for employment.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club is now having a new membership drive. That's right. If you're not a member, now is the time. It is a 9-hole course that will be expanding to an 18-hole in the near future. Every Friday night, the restaurant, it will be serving the best steaks in town, along with ribs and seafood. And the best thing about the restaurant, it is open to the public. Looking to have a wedding reception, the birthday party, corporate event, Cherville Banquet Room is the best place. Ask Dan about their golf package fundraiser deal. Check their menu out on Facebook. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
Looking for a boat, RV, or farm equipment this summer? Carolina Federal can help with financing. Recreation loans are available for as low as 3.75% APR. Contact us today for more information by calling 704-435-0186 or online at carolinafcu.org or stop by our branch located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. At Carolina Federal Credit Union, we treat you like family because you are. Rates based on credit history.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
I think that's got it.
Good morning, JP.
Morning.
Morning, JP.
Morning.
All right, we had some scores from last night and Thursday, and I'm going to let Tom and Terry kind of talk a little bit about NC State and Ohio State, their teams, for a few minutes, and then give me a few minutes. I got to pull something up, go down the hall, and I'll bring a highlight, and then we'll talk a little bit about last night and then today's game. If you guys want to talk a little bit about your teams there a little bit.
All right. Well, Terry, your game wasn't all that interesting. Mine was a little interesting as Ohio State.
Yours, you had a little bit more of a tougher opponent than
Stroud.
State had.
I can't remember the guy from Virginia, their freshman 5-star running back. I'll have to look up his name, but he took a screen pass to the house, and it was one of those, Terry, where you saw two guys converging on him, and you think they're going to hit him, and he just somehow split them and took it to the house. Yeah. And they had a couple of big plays, long runs, and the reason why that happens, is you're out athleted. Minnesota was out athleted, but they've got an experienced coach and experienced offensive line, and they did a lot of stuff that gave Ohio State trouble on defense. When you have and the secondary of Ohio State they're young, they're learning. They got a couple guys banged up. It concerns you when your team's having a hard time getting lined up. That's got to concern you because if you can't get lined up, it really doesn't matter how good athletes you are. you're in trouble. I think they've got some stuff on film now. College doesn't play preseason games, and you take your 19-year-old quarterback, you go up to Minnesota, and they got 50,000 screaming fans up there, and you get down, and it gets tough. It was a good test for them. Minnesota's got a good team. I think they're going to challenge for that western part of the Big Ten, but the big plays too much. Gave up 31 points and having a hard time consistently stopping the run. Any team that has a problem consistently stopping the run, that concerns you, Terry.
Yeah, and I think the biggest play in that game was the quarterback sack coming from the blind side. He never saw him.
The strip sack.
Yeah, the big guy picked it up and run it in.
And and surprisingly, I didn't expect the Minnesota quarterback to give up that because, that experienced guy has got that internal clock. Yeah. He knows, all right, it's been 3 seconds. I can't see what's on the backside. I'm surprised he held that ball as long as he did. Yeah. And, that's what happened. He held the ball a little long, and what a bounce, Terry. I mean, you come in and strip it,
for no more.
And it bounces right back up into his hands and runs for a touchdown. So you had that big play. You had the Olave big play, and then you had the 70-yard touchdown run, and then you had the screen pass that was around 70 yards. So, I mean, it was big play after big play after big play for Ohio State. But if you ask me what's my main concern, all right, you got a young quarterback. He's a 19-year-old kid. And people are so stupid, Terry. You got this kid in his first start. He's not playing, he's not playing Vermont Tech. He's playing a conference game on the road. Yeah. Okay? I mean, he throws a couple incomplete passes. Oh, let's put in the backup. I mean, people are dumb. They need a few games. I did not want to open with this game. I'll be honest with you, Terry. I did not want to open at Minnesota. Experienced team, experienced coach, and they know you. The teams in your conference know you. But he survived the test. He had 4 touchdown passes. Every team's got a few things to work out. But defense, I really hope they get some of their issues straightened.
Well, Tom, that's where you mentioned it just a minute ago. You did not want to open there. If Ohio State had went there, and this is how I look at things, if Ohio State had went to Minnesota and lost,
they're done.
No, they're not done. One loss for Ohio State. If they win the rest of their games, they still in it for a spot in the Final Four or Final 6 or 8 or whatever they're going to do.
I disagree, Terry, because if an Ohio State team does not win the Big Ten, is undefeated, they're going to put 2 SEC teams in it. I'm just going to tell you, Terry.
Well, they are.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
But Ohio State's not going to fall down the pole that they can't rebound and get themselves back up. Yeah. Now, for as far as Minnesota, with the loss at home, then it's going to have to be extraordinary. You're going to have to beat everybody and beat everybody soundly for you to have a chance now. Yeah. And that's the same thing with Carolina. Carolina going to Virginia Tech, that's not an easy place to play. They come out with a loss. Carolina's going to fall in the polls. And then are they going to be able to come back out and win? I mean, they got to play Miami. I don't know whether it's at home or it's away. There's a game that everybody's going to be looking for now for Carolina because Virginia Tech's all of a sudden taking the lead in that coastal part. And, I think every team looks at it different because Virginia Tech, this is probably get them a national ranking now after one game of beating a number 10 team.
Sure it will.
But can you lose too many? How far can Carolina fall? Carolina was going to have to rebound tremendous, just like I said for Minnesota. Carolina's going to have to rebound tremendous and beat people badly for them to be looked at again because everybody's going to think back to when they went to Florida State and they were ranked like number 2 or 3 in the country, and Florida State beat them after Florida State jumped out on them. Carolina tried to come back and couldn't, win the game. But here you are again, Mike Brown. And I'm going to tell you something else I noticed. Sometimes I think now, as I'm watching college football, the coach wants to win more than some of the players.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that in Mac Brown last night as watching that game. He was so, I don't know, you know how when you're in a tough boxing match and all of a sudden you get knocked out in the last round and you got to get back up and stick yourself back in it, try to win something. he was that determined, like, I'm going to pull this out no matter what. But I don't know whether his players are in the same mode as him. Like, we're this good and we should be number 10 and we have to prove that we're number 10. I don't think they have the mojo of being a 10th ranked team in the country.
Well, it's the kids these days. I mean, every generation says that about the past generation, the kids these days. And Kevin's upset because you got into Carolina before he came back. You were supposed to talk about NC State.
Oh, well, we're going to get into
that's-
go
but-
there.
but
But
that's
we're
okay.
just talking about the rankings.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. We're
25 other
hurt
games, and you couldn't keep Terry from talking about Carolina.
It was
Todd
he
had
was-
one job.
We were talking generally speaking.
Yeah, generally
speaking. We were not analyzing the game. But
I didn't want to talk about it at all. 'Cause I had the special intro. I got things to
Terry,
I got things to do.
But there is a, with some things like the transfer portal, kids leaving early. Is the dedication, is the love of where you play, where it was in the 80s and 90s, and you can say arguably it's not. And social media and all this stuff, it's all about me. Look at my Instagram followers. And I think it's that's part of the problem. It's more of, and everybody's like, everybody's always been like this. It's about me.
Yeah,
it
is.
Yes. But I think it's gotten progressively worse. And there's some factors in society that are making that worse. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, well, speaking of transfers, and I'm just going to mention one person. We'll get to him in a minute. But Kenneth Walker III was at Wake Forest. He's transferred to Michigan State, and last night he went for like 265 yards, 263 yards, something like that. And you say, okay, that's a good transfer for him. It made him look good now because he wasn't getting what he needed at Wake Forest, and this is Wake Forest. This is not an Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, but he transferred to another school, and he got everything he wanted. But
I mean, it creates opportunities.
It does.
I think it's one of those things that's good and bad, because I do think, people like Nick Saban who say, well, you've committed. I mean, I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, Nick, how many times have you left, then gone to a better opportunity?
Yeah.
Why should you as an adult? These kids are adults. They're 18, 19 years old. They're adults. They deserve to go where they have an opportunity.
But I think that's where you have legendary coaches like Roy Williams, who has decided to retire, and he'll never tell you the reason why.
They won't deal with it.
Mike Krzyzewski is going to decide to retire.
That's a good thing.
Because my deal in behind all of that is only they cannot compete with individuals coming to their school and then bailing out on them the very next year when they got to have them.
70 years old and have $100 million in the bank.
Well, I know that. They do. I understand every bit of that.
Sometimes you got to retire, I would guess, unless you signed a deal with someone you shouldn't have, I guess, at the crossroads. But Nebraska and Illinois. Illinois beats Nebraska 30-22. Fresno over Connecticut 45-10. UCLA 44-10 over Hawaii. UTEP 30-3 over New Mexico. San Jose State over Southern Utah.
Well, I want to mention one thing. We never got to North Carolina State. But nothing to mention there except they won.
We're going to get to them, Terry.
Well, I was just
going to mention
schedule? Some people.
Is he okay?
Mention some people.
He's not.
We ain't there yet, Terry. I'm going down the scores. Hold on. We had your Wolfpack introduction. What do you mean we ain't mentioned State?
All right.
We sung a song for you.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, Lordy. UAB at Jacksonville, they win 31-0. You mentioned Ohio State 45-31 Minnesota. Coastal Carolina 52-14 over the Citadel. Utah 40-17 over Weber State. Arizona State 41-14 over Southern Utah. UCF 36-31 over Boise State. Ball State 31-21 winners over Western Illinois. Buffalo, is that Wagner or Wagner?
Wagner.
Buffalo over Wagner 69-7.
You get beat 69-7. Who cares how to say your name?
That's it.
NC State 45-0 over USF. Now, Terry.
Okay. Only thing I was going to do about North Carolina State was mention some of our local kids from around our area that are playing with North Carolina State. Jalen Scott, sophomore linebacker from Shelby, is on the team. Zoe Wallace, quarterback from Hunter Huss, is on the team. Samuel Duncan, and I sent y'all a photo of him with Wolfpack out there. Price from North Lincoln, he's on the team, defensive end, and Jaden Tate from North Lincoln, 2 guys from North Lincoln are on North Carolina State squad.
That's
So
great.
It's 5 people.
I'm glad
That's
to
great.
see a lot of the in-state kids going. That's one thing I always liked about East Carolina's program is they recruited a lot of kids from inside the state of North Carolina. So that's good to keep that talent here within the state because a lot of it doesn't stay within the state.
That's true.
And
A
you know,
lot
I
of it
thought Mac
leaves.
Brown was going to change that, but I'm not allowed to talk about Carolina right now.
That's
so
it.
Kevin,
Don't talk about
continue with the
Carolina.
scores.
Listen, it is indisputable that he has changed recruiting. That ain't got nothing to do if he's a good coach or not. Now, do East Carolina, Appalachian State, Mountaineers roll in Charlotte, 33-19. You know who can't beat ECU in Charlotte, Terry? You're Wolfpack. Tulsa falls 19-17 to UC Davis.
Did he say they rolled 33-19?
Yes.
They rolled? That's rolling?
Who cannot beat who?
Didn't y'all get beat by ECU?
Yeah, we've been beat by ECU.
In Charlotte?
We've never been beat by Appalachian.
Well, I didn't say that. See, nobody said anything about that.
Do they play this
Those
year?
are words that I see.
I
No,
thought they were. No,
They will not schedule us.
Who?
Y'all will not schedule us.
We've played y'all 6 times. You had 6
Terry,
opportunities.
when was the last time?
What?
When was the last time they played?
When y'all won a national title in Division 2.
Okay, what year was that though? It's been 20
2004.
years. We saw y'all squeaked by
2004,
us.
2006,
State
somewhere
beat 'em
right
that
there.
year.
Yes.
Yes.
Georgia State was the only team that beat them that year.
Right. Wasn't with Phillip Rivers?
Do what?
Wasn't it Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, he might have.
He
still
might
been
have been
there.
still been there.
Sorry, Tom. We dropped one to maybe a Hall of Famer with 50,000 career passing yards. Happens. But you know who we did beat? Someone better than Phillip Rivers, Joe Flacco. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Blue Hens of Delaware.
In the national championship game, stomped Joe
Blue
Flacco
Hens. You got
into
beat
the
by
ground.
hens. How can your mascot be a hen?
All right, think about it. You know what the Blue Hens have in common? A cool connection with Appalachian is Michigan's helmets. They got Michigan's
Yeah, I
helmets,
see
but they've got they're royal blue.
No, I mean I'm not.
What
trying
is that
to be,
logo?
Not trying
even,
to be funny.
even that thing.
Wouldn't you be the Blue Roosters and the female teams would be the Blue Hens?
Well, Tom,
About like calling yourself the Miners from last week. With the little picket.
But Tom does
pickaxe. I knew
Tom
what it
does
was.
in this age of follow the science, Tom raised an interesting point.
Why wouldn't they be the Blue Roosters?
Right. I agree. No
Where were
hens.
the Blue Roosters and the girls' teams could be the Blue Hens?
The Bulls don't call the girls teams for the Buffalo Bulls should call themselves the Cows, right?
Yes, the Buffalo Cows.
Or is it Sal?
No.
What's the lady? So now you changed your mind, Tom.
Oh, Lordy.
Hey,
Girls
changed his mind.
generally don't like to be called
okay.
cows.
All right. So the Mustangs and the Phillies. Why are
Mustangs and the Phillies.
yeah.
That makes more
Right?
sense.
Is
That
better
one
for
makes
you?
more sense.
All
That
right.
one's okay.
The East Lincoln Phillies. All right. So where was I on the scoreboard? Oh, we did Buffalo, Appalachia. Oh, we was talking about App at ECU. The Pirates didn't want none of the Mountaineers. It just goes to show if they come off the sea, Terry, they get whipped. Bowling Green in Tennessee. Tennessee wins 38-6. Western Kentucky 59-21 over UT Martin. New Mexico 27-17 over Houston Baptist. Florida International 48-10 over Long Island. UNLV double overtime losers to Eastern Washington. And that brings us to I've got a bad pick segment.
Well, can I point this out?
Yeah.
Shannon's sending all kind of little texts.
Yeah, Shannon's.
Flacco is better than Phillip Rivers. No way. Well, Flacco does have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, how many rings does Phillip Rivers have?
Yeah,
Let's count them up.
I'm not going to say I like Phillip Rivers,
He's got
but
11 children and no Super Bowl rings.
Shannon, if I can make an NC State diehard agree with me on that, you guys have got to come over. Quit. See, this is the thing. This is when people are brainwashed by whatever the television tells them, Tom. Shannon picked Carolina win 35-10. The people on TV say Joe Flacco's not any good, and then those are the texts you get. And Flacco, Terry, remember, he is 10th all time in playoff victories.
he is. I mean,
He beat Brady twice. He beat Peyton Manning twice. He beat Roethlisberger.
Phillip
I'm not
Rivers
gonna
has
say,
not.
but
Phillip Rivers ain't beat none of them people in anything.
I like Phillip Rivers, and I like Phillip Rivers all the way. But I don't know when you talk about did you have a ring?
He's coaching. He's coaching high school football.
Smooth
Yes, he is.
Joe
Yes, he
Flacco.
is.
Back in Alabama.
All right, so now I do have
Right, now he's about right here now.
Hey, bad picks real quick.
He did say, who will be a Hall of Famer? Now, he might be right there.
Joe Flacco.
I don't know. How about Phillip will be in before him?
I don't know if he'll put Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yes, Phillip Rivers will be in the Hall of Fame.
For what?
He will.
What's he famous
if
for?
Dan Marino can make it, I know Phillip Rivers can.
Dan Marino's a lot better than Phillip Rivers.
He made the Super Bowl at least. Jeez, don't even
All
go
I
there.
gotta say.
Phillip Rivers is not smelling Dan Marino. Phillip Rivers could not help save a swimming mammal from being stolen by Peter or whatever Ace Ventura did with him. All right, so I do have a bad picks from last week. It's only it's a quick minute. So Tom, get ready to hit a button. As soon as I hit this, Tom, I need you to hit the computer button. And
Yes,
let's
sir.
Go. Ready? Go. Tar Heels. Terry, are they going to start their national championship run in Blacksburg with a win over Dax Hollifield and Jack Hollifield?
It's going to be tough.
No.
All right, Friday night. Tar Heels. Terry, are they going to start their national championship run in Blacksburg with a win over Dax Hollifield and Jack Hollifield?
It's going to be tough.
No.
Are you saying the Tar Heels are going to start off 0-1?
I got a feeling.
The Hokies. Tom.
Carolina.
Terry,
pick,
Terry calls the annual Mac Brown
Terry again.
choke game. In week one.
Terry again goes with his heart instead of his head.
Well, Tom, they're 15-10 with Brown under the helm.
They're going to win this game.
Duke at Charlotte.
Ooh. Tom,
Charlotte.
that's your pick.
Charlotte.
Okay.
Charlotte.
Okay, I'll go Duke.
Are you guys going to rename the stadium?
Because it's Richardson Stadium, so got to rename it. Let's name it Senefani Stadium.
We've got it named. Senefani Stadium. You both went 1-1 on their local picks.
We did okay, and plus, you had a daughter who run out on the field.
Yeah,
She made it
Anna
her stadium.
Senefani and her football hooligans were at the game, so
She
I
made
know
it
Anna
her
had a good
stadium.
time. Anna's going to be out at Gastonia Volkswagen today doing a remote with Calvin.
I just have so many questions about that.
Let's go by and have her sign
So,
some footballs and stuff.
This is the only pass they get for what they did. That was the school's first ever victory over a Power 5 school.
Yeah.
It was.
Now, with that said, you beat Duke and you stormed the field.
Well,
This is not the basketball court.
look, they hadn't had kids at games in a long time. Kevin, let these kids have fun.
Oh,
Let them
God.
have some fun. Come on. Nothing wrong with having a little fun. I mean,
I just can't stop. Between that and Carolina.
You stormed the field.
Between
Who'd you
that
beat?
and the Tar
Clemson,
Heels.
Miami, Duke.
I mean, Terry, we got 6, 7, 12 months. I don't know how many months that we've got nothing but Tar Heel propaganda about how good they are and how good they're going to be, and they're going to compete with the Clemsons and this and that. And you and me have sat here for months and warned people that we've seen this
Yeah, too
before,
much.
and we know to be careful. And then here you go, week 1 in Blacksburg. We talked about it last week. You
You're
get
ranked
beat.
number 10, and you scored 10 points.
He was, and I mentioned it. He was 15-10 the last 2 years. They pretend, and me and Shan talked yesterday on the pregame. They pretend like Appalachian State game never happened. This never happened. I mean, you ought to see some of the social media ones. They'll put we're this, we did this, Carolina, and the app people will respond like, did this not just happen? I think one of them was like, nobody wants to come into our house and that, and I was like, wait a minute. Last year, one of the big responses was the Barstool networks. They've got 2 people at different schools. The app guy responded to the UNC guy because he said we're the best Carolina school between talk about South Carolina, and he's like, didn't we beat both of you last year? They beat them in the same year, and so anyway, it's just Terry. There's a lot of smoke coming out of Carolina this year, and then again, listen. Congratulations on getting the recruits. Congratulations on the North Carolina kids. And if you're getting the big names, good. But you still have to coach them. The recruiter at the Army recruiting, he's not the general. he doesn't go over there and do whatever they do. And he's got to coach and lead. We've seen enough, Terry. 15-11 on this stint. I think he's been there 10 years in North Carolina, no ACC championships. Yeah. So,
I mean,
go ahead.
I'm not saying they can't come out and win their next 10 games or however many they got scheduled.
Well, they got Georgia State next week, so they can end the losing
they're
streak.
gonna be 1-1. They should. I hope. Because right now he said he didn't have the quality with his quarterback against his wide receivers. No, it might have been the corners and the safeties was even better.
Don't tell us that he's going to win the Heisman and then game one, we can't talk to each other. We don't know what routes we're running.
He was
After
17 out of 32. 17 out of 32, 1 touchdown, 3 picks.
The last quarterback, if he went 17 out of 32, they'd recruit him and make him change positions. Why ain't Sam Howell playing safety next week? Nobody's mentioning that at all. If Chasserat goes 17-32, we lose our mind. But this kid goes 17-32. Well, that's just a dent in his Heisman road, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, silly. It's just silly.
I will say one thing, and we always talk about
bye-bye Heisman, bye-bye championship, bye-bye Carolina.
I went back and kind of looked up Appalachian against FBS teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're 6-1 against Coastal Carolina. They're 20-12 against East Carolina. They have played them quite a bit. Carolina, they're 1-1, so they beat them last, Charlotte, they're 3-0. Wake Forest, they're 7-15-1. But North Carolina State, they're 0-6. But their overall total against teams out of North Carolina is 37-35-1.
Is that a winning record, North Carolina?
Yes. So.
Well, whatever. Duke and Charlotte, Tom, you got to win, 3-point win. Duke. They were supposed to be good the last few years, and Cutcliffe and them, and Robbie talked a little bit about last night, and it's just not happened for the Blue Devils. So that they're expanding in these leagues. Terry, they're getting bigger.
Wasn't it too long ago that Duke was in the ACC championship game against Florida State?
Might have been.
Yeah, I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
So they've had some teams. So
and they got destroyed.
They got destroyed.
Yeah,
they did.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that game now. Yeah. But they made it.
They did. They made it.
Wake Forest won 42-10 over Old Dominion. They won the spelling bee, Tom. If you remember, we discussed that last week. Eastern Michigan 35-15. Kansas 17-14 over South Dakota. Michigan State 38-21 over Northwestern. Colorado 35-7 over Northern Colorado. Colorado State falls 42-23. And that brings up picks for today. Let's get the. Oh, I forgot to move that over. Let's get the bad picks lined up for you guys. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, bad picks. Now, what I'm going to do is go to the scores, because Tom likes to get the spread on these. So let's go over here.
Actually, I have my newspaper here.
Oh.
I got it. Some
paper's a day old.
Yeah, let's see here. I actually have this.
Spread probably changed. Somebody's not playing.
Local news, I did see this headline. Harbison forced to retire because of a neck injury.
Right, and if anybody saw also as well, did you see the Justin Foster story on ESPN yesterday?
I did not.
For Crest, go on and watch it. There's a big long write up, and there is a 5-minute video on Justin Foster, dealing with long-term COVID symptoms. Remember, he was an asthma sufferer before this, so with everything going on, he's had issues. And basically, the writer for ESPN has had the same long-term effect issues. And he writes a story about how Justin's been trying to work through it and struggling and everything. But it's a fantastic story, fantastic read, and watch it on ESPN. And then you said Trey Harbison with a neck issue. We saw he wasn't showing up in any of the depth charts all spring. So we knew something was going on with that. All right, Tom, ready for picks?
I am.
Oklahoma at Tulane. Sooners favored by 32.
31 on mine. I think Oklahoma's a safe bet there, Terry.
Yeah, I'll take the same thing, Tom.
I'm sure that paper's more up to date. Penn State at Wisconsin, 5.5 Badgers.
Wisconsin at home wins this game.
Yes, I got the same.
So both go with Wisconsin. The Oregon Ducks host the Fresno State Bulldogs. Ducks favored by 20 in Eugene.
The Bulldogs are going to get bulldogged.
Oregon, yes.
Alabama at Miami. And Terry, this would be a good, barometer of Appalachia's national title hopes this year when Miami
at home.
Alabama.
Miami at home.
Yep, Saban and the Crimson Tide roll into Miami into the Hurricane.
Isn't
Who
King
wins?
still the quarterback?
The Red Tide or the Hurricane? 19.5 Alabama's favored.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, it would be nice if you'd take a turn.
Okay. I took Miami.
You taking Miami for the win?
Yep.
Or to cover?
I'm taking Miami.
The
to
straight up win. Not. I thought you was taking the 19-point cover.
We got a freshman quarterback coming in that had no starts for Alabama. You know, and don't get me wrong, he's got a lot of great athletes around him. But King from Miami is a veteran leader, and I think he'll pull an upset today.
Bad pick.
Okay.
Well,
Alabama's going to win.
All I do know, Terry, is that Miami's losing a week too, so they got to get the win this week if they want to keep their hopes alive.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of Miami, the northern version plays at Cincinnati.
We're picking a Miami of Ohio game.
Yes, I took Cincinnati.
At Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's favored by 22.5. Cincinnati's the number 8 team in the country, Tom.
The Fighting Luke Fickles. They'll win. They might be the best team in Ohio.
Actually, I'm actually hold on. I'm on the wrong schedule. Stay with that game. Well, we've got other games to pick. I was just on the wrong schedule. Go ahead. Miami at who was it? Miami,
Cincinnati.
Y'all both picked Cincinnati.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Here we go. Let me get back in order. Monroe of Louisiana. This is the Duck Dynasty game. So Duck Dynasty at Kentucky. Wildcats favored by 31.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Colgate at Boston College. The Eagles are favored by 44.
Yeah, let's go ahead with Boston.
Boston College, they got one of the veteran lines in the country.
Western Michigan at regular Michigan. Wolverines by 16.5.
Michigan.
The Owls of Temple at Rutgers.
Rutgers recruiting a high school quarterback to come in and play. That's never a good sign.
Me and Rob talked about that a little bit last night.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
And my point was, if you're going to leave for college, why would you leave for Rutgers, Terry?
Not sure.
So
they're favored by 15 over Temple, though.
Rutgers.
I got Rutgers.
The Scarlet Knights. Holy Cross at UConn. Connecticut favored by 3. Only 3. So y'all still both feel good about the Huskies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stanford, thing updated on me, at Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 3. And this one's at Texas at Cowboy Stadium.
Stanford.
I like K-State at home. At a mock home, sort of like a de facto home game.
2 unranked teams being hosted in Cowboy Stadium. Army at Georgia State. This is who Carolina plays next week. Georgia State favored by 2.
Army.
Over Army.
I think Army's going to control the ball. They'll win.
Army's had some tough losses lately. You might want to pick Georgia State. Fordham, Nebraska.
Come on.
Nebraska.
Nebraska's only favored by 42. Over-under is 54. Rice at Arkansas by 19.5. You're right, Tom.
Rice at Arkansas.
Arkansas.
The Razorbacks. Lafayette at the Air Force. Air Force by 40.
Yeah, Air Force.
We're picking games straight up with a 40-point spread.
You're going to take
Y'all going to have some bad picks next week, too. I guarantee, don't you think?
Air Force.
Okay.
All right. Alabama, Miami, y'all did that. Miami and Cincinnati, y'all did that one.
There's a good one.
Indiana at Iowa. Iowa favored by 3.5. Tom, do you have any thoughts on that one at all?
Well, Indiana's got high expectations this year, and the coach has brought in a lot of talented players. Iowa, very tough at home, though, so this one makes it hard to pick, but I think the Hoosiers are going to go in and get a victory.
You taking Indiana?
In the Corn Bowl.
Maybe they'll do that on account of, did you see some of the worst stadiums to ever play in, and Indiana was one of them?
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
I don't know. It just has some of the worst stadiums, had 40 of them picked.
Really?
And Indiana was one of them.
Terry, you watch some weird things.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. I don't know if that's a good or bad
well,
thing.
I'm
Marshall
just
at Navy. Marshall favored by 2.5. The Armed Forces Not favored to win this week, Tom, against Marshall and Georgia State.
Where's that game being played?
Navy.
I like
Annapolis.
Navy. I like Navy. Navy sinks.
I'm taking Marshall.
The midshipmen and the Thundering Herd. How about some more West Virginia football? West Virginia is going to Maryland, College Park. West Virginia favored by 3. And is that both? Are they both those Big Ten?
They are not. West Virginia is Big 12.
Yeah. Jeez.
Maryland at home.
Yeah, that's who I got.
Louisiana Tech against Mississippi State Bulldogs. Bulldogs favored by 23 against La Tech.
I like Mississippi.
Me also, Mississippi State, both of them, and State will be playing next week, 1-0 apiece.
That'd be a good game.
Missouri with a snake of a coach, up favored by 14 against Central Michigan.
Central Michigan is not bad, but they'll not win.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Missouri.
Hey, tickets for that Louisiana Tech Mississippi State game, Tom, $5.
That's cheaper than a high school game.
It's almost cheaper than a gallon of gas.
Gallon of gas is $3, Kevin. Come on.
5? I mean, we're 60%. It's pretty close.
He says it's almost cheaper, and it's almost double the price.
Well, if you look at it that way, but if you look at it as in just dollar bills.
Kevin looks at things the way Kevin wants to.
Right.
That's what Kevin does.
Tom, when you throw out $3 or $5 ones on the stage, there's not going to be much of a difference on what she thinks. UMass at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh favored by 37.
I think we can safely pick Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh also.
Wyoming 19 over
You
Montana
massacred.
State.
That's what it is. You massacred.
Wyoming favored by 19 against Montana State.
I'm taking Wyoming.
There's a Montana State?
Yes.
Go ahead and
Wyoming.
Oh, come on.
Go ahead and take
Northern Iowa at Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Iowa State's been. They've got their. What are they ranked? Iowa State.
They were wherever. 7 is Iowa State. 23. The Louisiana Raging Cajuns against the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns favored by 9 in Austin. 77 degrees.
Yeah, Texas.
Sarkeesian loses to the Raging Cajuns. They go in there and upset them.
San Jose State already 1-0, favored by 14 at the Trojans of USC, who's 15th in the nation early on.
USC.
Yeah, Southern Cal wins.
The Camels at Liberty.
Liberty.
Favored by 35.
Liberty.
$16 tickets, Tom. Three times.
$16.
That's 5 times the price of gas and $1 for some bubble gum. I just did see that Gardner Webb announced a game or series of Campbell or something on the internet yesterday.
All right.
So Gardner Webb, what would they say they was going to play for? Oh, they were playing for barbecue rights.
That's a great thing to play for.
Got Gardner Webb Bulldogs at Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern.
The Georgia Southern favored by 28. And you can get it, folks. Cleveland County folks, if you leave right now, you got plenty. You don't even have to leave right now. The game's at 6 o'clock tonight. Tickets as low as $6.
Yep.
Head to Georgia Southern. Watch the Bulldogs.
Head to Georgia Southern and watch the Webb get a win.
Gardner Webb.
You picked Georgia Southern?
Yeah.
What's the spread?
28 Georgia Southern.
Oh, let's go with Georgia Southern. Let me change my pick there. Can I revise?
God.
Hey!
May I
I'm just asking, Tom.
Your Honor, may I amend my statement?
Yeah,
I'm not going to mention the spread on this one, Tom. See if you can get it. Akron, the Zips.
Oh, Lordy.
At Auburn Tigers.
I'm going to take Auburn. Go ahead and take the other.
I think I better take Auburn.
Eastern Illinois at the Gamecocks of South Kakalaki.
South Carolina wins.
Yeah, South Carolina.
Monmouth at Middle Tennessee State.
That's a big matchup. What's the spread?
It doesn't have one. Ticket. You get a $20 ticket.
$20 ticket. Who's the
for Monmouth at Mid Tennessee State?
What is this? Give me Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee.
Syracuse at Ohio. The Bobcats. Jalen's up there. I wonder if she'll go to the game. I doubt it.
I was getting ready to say, are we going to pick Jalen's Ohio Bobcats?
Well, the game starts at 7. She might wake up by then, so she's got a chance to make it to this one. Syracuse in Ohio. Who you got? Syracuse favored by 1 on the road.
Ohio.
You taking Ohio?
Ohio.
Okay, great.
Well, she's going to have to pay. Well, unless you got a student ticket, she's got to pay $33
I took
for a
Syracuse.
for a ticket. All right, we got Oregon State at Purdue. Purdue is favored by 7.
Purdue.
Next game is Texas Tech at Texas Tech at Houston. Houston favored by 1.5.
Ooh, that's close.
That will be a good game there.
A lot of points.
I'm taking Texas Tech.
Houston maybe joining the Big 12 at some point.
Bad pick, Terry. Houston at home wins this game.
Now, when you tell someone they made a bad pick and then you make the bad pick, Tom, you're definitely making the show next week.
Yeah, the Cougars, though. They got to go for the Cougars.
Missouri State at Oklahoma State. The Cowboys favored by 38.
Yeah, Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Baylor favored by 13.5 at Texas State.
Give me Baylor.
Are they the Fighting Armadillos?
No, they are. That is not an army. It's some type of bobcat.
I'd go ahead and take Texas State.
Something like that.
No. So who was in that game? Texas State and Baylor. Let's go with Baylor.
Call Monday. Whatever. Bother me for something like that. Make up something if you don't know if that's something silly like that. I did not know he was going to write me a sentence. Anyway, Nichols at Memphis. Memphis by 23.5.
Memphis.
Yep.
Abilene Christian at SMU. SMU by 32.
SMU.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip a couple of these. Oh, here we go.
I was getting ready to say, feel free to skip a few of these.
That's what I'm saying.
Florida Atlantic at Florida. Gators favored by 23.5. They're 13th in the nation to open up.
Florida.
No upset for that. We'll come back up to that one. Northern Illinois at Georgia Tech. The Rambling Wreck favored by 19.
Georgia Tech.
Virginia playing 11-on-2 tonight against William and Mary.
Virginia.
Montana, no state. The Grizzlies at Washington. 22.5 by Washington. Things you don't see much. Vanderbilt favored by 21 against East Tennessee State.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Vanderbilt.
Tom Duquesne. No, I'm going to give you that one.
Duquesne.
42-point spread.
Duquesne.
LSU is number 16 in the country. They're favored by 2.5 at UCLA.
And they destroy UCLA, LSU.
2.5 point favorite.
Yes.
They destroy them?
Yeah.
Give me UCLA.
Nevada Wolfpack at California.
Most of those kids from LSU don't even know where California is on the map.
3-point spread for the Bears over Nevada.
I like Nevada.
I'm taking California.
BYU at Arizona.
Who's favored?
BYU by 12.
Yeah, I like BYU. That's what I thought.
Yep, BYU.
All right, that's it, except for one more game. Final game to pick. In Bank of America Stadium, don't know how, why, or what we're doing here, but Georgia at Clemson tonight. Ticket for $170.
And I will not pay $170 to watch Dabo Swinney run all over the field. I would really love to see the Georgia Bulldogs win this game. My buddy's dad, Todd Douthit, huge Georgia fan, got a Georgia shrine in his basement. I know he's pumped up for this game. Man, Georgia's got some injuries, so that's my problem. I want to pick Georgia, Terry, but I know they've got some injuries on the defense. Clemson's got the new starting quarterback. Trevor Lawrence era is over. Who's winning, Terry?
I know who's winning on my end. Clemson. Mine's pretty simple, but you're talking too long, so whoever you pick is going to make me maybe switch.
I still like the Bulldogs.
Okay.
Good job. Dabo goes down.
Good job.
And he'll be crying the whole time. He'll be crying.
All right, that's our NFL picks, JP. When we come back, we've got one game to pick in the NFL to talk about. Terry's Cowboys and the rookie Micah Parsons have started talking smack to Tom Brady.
That's not wise.
In week 1. We'll get to that and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Question: where do you buy a used car with a lifetime warranty? The answer is Friendship in Forest City. Friendship has a lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. That's Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.
Be the one.
How? First down and more. Goodbye. At Magical play by Sam Howell.
This is the home of Carolina football.
And it's intercepted. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win. Light that bell tower blue.
Catch live coverage of the Tar Heels all season long, right here on your home for Carolina football.
Tar Heel football on the Boss in Carolina Country and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com. You know, most car dealers at this time have a very limited inventory, but that's not the case at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia, with the largest selection of new inventory in the Charlotte-Gastonia area. See their friendly sales staff today with over 30 years of Volkswagen experience. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on selected models. That's Classic Volkswagen, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at ClassicVWGastonia.com.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha Wave Runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market, with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2021 VX Series with audio packages, the must-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner country. See one today at Full Throttle Power Sports, located at 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Laurel.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the guys. Tom, I think you should mention our friends.
He's got to turn us on.
And don't forget our friends at Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram sponsoring Saturday Morning Sports Talk. You can call them at 828-919-3001. And our friends at Friendship Nissan, you can call them at 828-245-1661, both located on Oak Street, Forest City, North Carolina. Look them up online, give them a call, get yourself a new ride today.
Because our friend Shannon is one of those people that doesn't do research when he says things. I did a little between the break, and all it took was, 3 minutes of Google researching. Joe Flacco, career winning percentage, Terry, is 56%. Phillip Rivers is 55.8%. Flacco with a better winning percentage.
Oh, barely. That's not the best stat to bring up, Kevin.
Tom, there's more. The fact of the matter is, and when I do this, is that the people who would say Rivers and that would say it's not even close.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And then, so if I say there's things that are close, and then they'll say, well, he won the Super Bowl. Well, Ray Lewis and him. Yeah, okay. Ray Lewis and him, right? The score was 34-31. What did Ray Lewis do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Joe Flacco threw 3 touchdowns, 287 yards, no picks, and lit up the 49ers' crappy defense. Super Joe Flacco, again, top 10 in all-time NFL wins. He's got 10 playoff victories, Terry. True. So let's add these up. Cam Newton's got 3. I think Jake Delhome's got 3. Joe Flacco has, I think Panthers have maybe 7-8 playoff victories ever. So Joe Flacco might have more playoff victories than the Panthers franchise or close to it. So yeah, Joe Flacco's not any good. All right. Anyway, Terry, speaking of not any good, what your Cowboys going to do this year? You give up 34 points to Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars in the last preseason game.
I don't mean nothing.
Nothing. And now your rookie linebacker's mouthing off at the goat.
Well, the thing, you know, the thing that I always look at is a lot of people look back and they look at Dallas of how they went when they went winless in preseasons, and on the biggest part of all those is it's always turned out good for the Cowboys because they have made the last 2 times that they went winless in playoffs. I mean, in preseason, they end up making the finals in the NFC, and the next time they was in the divisional round of the NFC. So, you know, whether you win anything, and I knew this from game 1 when I forget who they were playing, but he went for it on 4th and 2 from his own 30-yard line with about, 11, 12 minutes to go in the game. You know, you don't do that in a regular season game, and McCarthy did. He went for it. So, I mean, he's just like, I'm letting people play. I'm going to see what we got. Against Jacksonville, none of the starters hardly ever played. Everybody sat out. So, you know, Jacksonville looked good out there beating the Cowboys, but it didn't mean nothing to Dallas. Now you got a game that's going to mean something, and you're going to get the best Dallas can give, and that'll probably be recorded come if we get blown out. But, you know, but on the biggest end, you're going to see an upset come Thursday because Friday morning they're going to be talking about is Tom Brady too old is what's going to happen. Because, I mean, all the Cowboys are talking about Tom Brady can't move, so they know he's going to stay in the pocket. But he's very good at getting rid of the ball. He's pretty quick. The 3-step drop and it's gone. So he's going to be getting rid of it. He's got veteran people out there with him, same people he had last year, so they did get better at the end of the year. But I still think Dallas is going to come out on top in this game. Dallas is going to score at least, and this is me saying Dallas is going to score at least 30 against Tampa Bay. And Dallas is going to come out on top 34-27.
Is this nonsense over now? I mean, you know, can the adults talk?
You know.
You're going to tell me that, okay, is Tom Brady too old? They've been talking Tom Brady's too old for 10 years.
Yeah, they've been talking about that on Saturday. I mean, Friday morning.
Exactly. This is a new breaking news. Terry Reinhardt, is Tom Brady too old?
He's
Which
too
they've been
old
talking
now.
about every year.
Okay,
Dallas is going to go in there like Dallas does every year, and they're overhyped because they're Dallas. And we got guys like you on the radio that say all this nonsense. Let's talk about Dak Prescott and his question marks, his artificial leg, and his shoulder's been acting up. So you act like a guy who hadn't played in a year and is coming back from 2 injuries is just going to come here and light up the Super Bowl champs and that defensive line.
To do nothing.
Dak Prescott might not even finish this game.
He don't even have to.
He
do
might.
nothing, Tom.
He might not even finish the game.
He's got Elliott back in the backfield who's going to mean something this year that he didn't play last year. When he went down.
Is this over yet?
I mean, you're going to be surprised at what's going to happen.
Can the adults,
Cowboy fans are going to be. Dallas has nothing to lose. Tampa Bay's the one's got everything to lose.
Can the grown-ups talk?
Yeah, Dallas has nothing to lose no matter what happens.
Every year they say Dallas is going to win the
We're not
division.
supposed
Dallas
to win.
is going to go to
There's a reason I own Cleveland Browns gear.
I mean,
think about this. Terry spent the last 6-8 months, whatever, being 100% on target on Mac Brown and the Tar Heels. But then 2 minutes later, he's smelling the smelly smoke for the Cowboys. It's the same smoke from the same place, but a different person's blowing you the smoke, and Terry's eating up that second smoke.
My prediction: 28-17 Buccaneers. That's my
28-17. Well, let me tell you something. There's a difference in this game.
Let me tell you, is there not going to be a point in this game where the Bucs get close to score, and Brady calls a quarterback draw or something where he runs in? Watch this. Brady's going to score, and then he's going to spike the ball right in front of Micah Parsons and get in his face. He's going to talk much junk to Micah Parsons. If that don't happen, he'll run Gronk at him all day long and be like, I will put 10 catches and 120 on Gronk on you out of spite. So, Terry, you think it's going to be high scoring? It might be, but Tom's got his doubts on Dak and their offense right now as well.
Yeah, I think it's questionable. They did at least get rid of the defensive coordinator, but did they upgrade enough on defense?
Dallas defense is better. It will be. I mean, you're going against Tom Brady. Now, he's one of the best. So,
but you're ignoring the Tampa Bay defensive line. I mean, I know that you
I'm not ignoring that.
I know that you occasionally woke up during the Super Bowl, Terry. I know you occasionally woke up and took your head out of your bowl of nachos that you passed out in and saw the Tampa Bay defense.
You got Mahomes, who did not understand duck passes. Dak's going to hit the duck pass.
Did you watch the game, Terry?
What? Yeah, because Mahomes tried to go deep.
He had no offensive line, Terry. He didn't.
Yeah, because he wanted to throw deep.
He didn't have time to go deep long.
We've went over this a million times. Mahomes' whole idea in that Super Bowl was, I'm going to beat you deep. He was not a Joe Montana.
He was running for his life.
Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning that eats you up with the little duck passes. Well, Dak Prescott's going to hit Lamb, and Lamb's going to light him up because somebody's going to have to stop him. And Tampa Bay has no linebacker that can stay with Lamb, period. Not one guy out there can stay with that man.
Why would a linebacker be covering Lamb?
He will. He'll be running the post. And
why would you not bring in a slot corner to cover Lamb? I mean, that doesn't even make sense, Terry.
Just wait and see.
Terry's got to figure it out. The Bucks don't.
I mean, you're not going to cover a wide receiver with a linebacker. Who does that, Terry?
Well, just wait and see.
Now, if you were talking about a tight end matchup, it might make more sense.
It reminds me of Ohio State when they was playing Alabama and they tried to cover somebody with a linebacker. It does not work.
Has Terry mentioned once what the Dallas defense is going to do?
No.
And this is my point on the issue on Dallas. We never do. We're talking at the ticket sales. We're talking about the flashy wide receiver who's going to get 6 catches. Okay, good job. We're talking about, I don't even know who their tight end is. Who is your tight end? Is it Tebow? CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper.
We are talking
your
about
running backs eating cheeseburgers, and we haven't mentioned the defense once, who last year ranked
there you go.
28th.
Yeah, that's all I want you to hear. Remember that. They won't be that. They will not be no 28th in defense in the NFL.
So
if
30th,
you think
31st,
Dan Quinn is going to come in there
32nd.
and his teams are going to be that bad in defense, no. Dan Quinn's never coached
Tom, I think
a
I heard
team.
it the other day that
his team
Brady's
was that
played
bad.
Dan Quinn like 7 times, so he's got the book on him. He knows his defense.
Well, it's like this. Listening to him is listening to like you're drunk.
It's Jerry Jones's personal assistant.
Just tape this whole section when we repeat next Sunday, then we'll listen to how bad y'all sound.
It's like listening to your drunk, womanizing friend who wants to tell you about relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll start off the show next Saturday with this
kind of like
conversation.
I'm done with this conversation because it's reached the point of ridiculous. Now it may, Terry, by a miracle of God, Dallas might score 30 points. It's not going to happen. Tampa Bay's going to win this game, and then
Tampa was 8th in defense last year.
And then instead of is Tom Brady too old? What's they been talking about for 10 years, Terry? They're going to say, can Mike McCarthy coach in this league? Should Jerry Jones give up the GM? That's what needs to be talked about. Not is Tom Brady too old? It's silly.
All right, let me looking at real quick back on a couple of notes on for let me finish. Let me just put the final nail in Shannon's coffin on this one. Phillip Rivers only 9 winning seasons in 16 years, so he had 7 losing seasons. Joe Flacco in his career playing 10 games, only 1 losing season in his career.
Well, Shannon's going to tell you that's because of the defense.
Well, he's already texted me that, but did he not listen to me when I said the Super Bowl they give up 31? Now, also, how about this, Mr. Panthers fan? Joe Flacco's got more career playoff wins than the Carolina Panthers franchise. Joe Flacco has more playoff wins, and he's got more wins than the Panthers even have appearances in the playoffs in 26 seasons. So,
what are we talking about?
Yeah, just. All right, Terry. Final score: Dallas Cowboys and Tampa. What'd you say?
That's what I said a minute ago.
You don't remember? Did you say a score?
Mm-hmm.
He said Dallas is going to score 30, and then he didn't complete
34-27.
34-27.
Tom, you got?
I said 28-17 Bucks.
All right, when we come back, we got something to talk about. We talk football all day. The time has flown by. We'll scramble through some news and notes. We'll give you some NASCAR updates, baseball and basketball, and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
Now open, the all-new BMC Toner Solutions at 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. The new BMC Toner Solutions can save you up to 50% off retail on your printer ink cartridges. Extra large inkjets just $14.99 for black and $16.99 for color. Just call 704-862-7333. They're open from 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 on Friday, and open every third Saturday from 9 to 2. The new BMC Toner Solutions, now open at 410 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia.
Let Walmart Supercenter in Cherryville be a part of your Labor Day savings for school supplies from preschool through high school. Paper, notebooks, backpacks, Paper Mate Ink Joy gel pens, Crayola Classic crayons, boys and girls to-go fashions in clothing, at-home learning supplies, and teacher shop supplies as well. Start your Labor Day at Walmart Supercenter in Cherryville, 2505 Lincolnton Highway. Call 704-435-4449.
You know, most car dealers at this time have a very limited inventory, but that's not the case at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia, with the largest selection of new inventory in the Charlotte-Gastonia area. See their friendly sales staff today with over 30 years of Volkswagen experience. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on selected models. That's Classic Volkswagen, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at classicvwgastonia.com.
The Something Pumpkin Festival is back again this year, and it's set for October 23rd. This year's event will be entirely virtual with 3 different contests: cooking, decorating, and photo contest. There'll be cash prizes and contest rules will apply. For details and sponsorship, go to pumpkin21.eventbrite.com. Find out all the details on their website. The Something Pumpkin Festival, October 23rd. Get entered today.
Dang it, that darn check engine light's on again. I can't get anyone to fix it.
Well, yes, you can. Michael Bruner at Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville can help. He can fix your check engine light. He is an ASE certified mechanic with over 30 years of experience. Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville has dealership tools and equipment. Plus, they do all types of automotive repairs. Fix that check engine light today, along with much more, at Bruner's Automotive, 319 East Main Street in downtown Cherryville. Call 704-923-7612.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I think they're talking about some other kind of sport. I'm not really sure.
I guarantee we're talking about some type of a sport.
Yeah.
All right, I just got fun news and notes. Kind of finish up today. We'll talk about some NASCAR stuff here and there. South Carolina is starting an assistant coach. Remember, all you SEC fans that love your SEC football and talk about it's the greatest thing in the world, an SEC school is starting an assistant coach this week at quarterback. Not none of the backup quarterbacks, an assistant coach. And well, that's just fantastic.
And they're going to also experiment with the towel boy, like they did the water boy. Experiment with the towel boy.
Tom, I don't know if that's kosher.
I just think it's bad that you are a SEC team and you're starting an assistant coach.
I don't know what Tom was asking them to do there.
That was from the movie.
Yeah, I know.
That was from the movie. Anyway.
Right, Terry, let's talk a little basketball. How about this? I got a stat for you. Of the top 12 oldest players in the NBA, 6 of them are Lakers.
Yeah.
Haslam's the oldest, Iguodala, then Carmelo. LeBron is 4th oldest in the whole league now. Gasol, Millsap, Tucker, Chris Paul, Gibson, Ariza, Howard, and Rondo.
I was getting ready to say, I know they got Rondo back.
So, and they just added DeAndre Jordan. I don't know if he's even in that mix or not, but I know he's old too.
Yeah.
But anyway, Lakers, 6 of the 12 oldest. I don't really want to get into
LeBron's
that.
the 4th oldest player in the league?
The whole NBA.
Wow.
It's been a while. This week, the Ben Simmons trades were going out there, and is he going to go anywhere? There's rumors here, rumors there. Some teams don't want him, and Terry, when you look at the stats and then look at the money, 16 points a game through 4 years, still 16-7-7. Well, that's good. And if you play good defense, that's good, especially if you're tall. So that he earns his money on the defensive end and being that tall. 16-7-7 is pretty good, but it is, and the way the NBA's went, where everybody gets a supermax, whether you're averaging 20 something or not. And then at those stats, and see, that was my problem with the Warriors paying Draymond that. If you're paying someone that money that a player that scores 30 gets, and they've never adjusted that. It's everybody on the team gets a supermax if you've been playing 4 years, instead of, well, this guy averages 20, he should get a supermax. You can't even average 20. I'm not giving you any type of a supermax. And so when you ask these teams, Terry, so if I call you guys, I call you Tom and say, I got Ben Simmons for you, even on Cleveland. Do you want a 6'10" guy that can't shoot and you have to play at point guard or center? And then when you play him at center, is that really a good spot for him? Not having the ball or being able to dribble the ball. So the Warriors people are like, well, they offer the Warriors, they wanted Wiggins. Wiggins averaged 23 points a game. Why am I giving that up for 16? What would I give up Wiggins for that? Then they're like Wiseman and the new guy and 2 picks. I'm like,
because he plays defense.
Okay,
that's what they want it for.
So does Wiggins, but
I know.
If you'd put Simmons out there, you couldn't have him and Draymond out there. Well, neither one of them can shoot, so they would have to trade that up. So it's been all kinds of different places. I got my friends mad at me when I tweeted out a NBA trade. It was, Terry, I've got Simmons and Seth Curry, and because you got to make the money match, all right, for Rozier, LaMelo, Plumlee, and PJ Washington. And they got mad at me. I'm like, why? So my thought is, if I had the chance to get rid of, in a $33 million package, a showboating point guard who don't play defense, a 6'1" shooting guard that I'm now paying $25 million a year, PJ Washington, who's given 90% of his money, they're paying to his baby mama. That is the awful situation that he's got himself into. And a Plumlee, $9 million. If I say, you want to get rid of any of that, Terry, for a perennial all-star and a 45% three-point shooter. And that's who I had for Simmons for Curry. That's the way I look at it, and they look at it differently. But anyway, who would say no to that? Charlotte, and Charlotte would say no to that, and that's why we're to the 10 seed every year. Their comment was, glad you're not the GM, Tom. Well, they've never won. This is what the Hornets have never done. They've never won a division championship. They've never went past the second round, and you're telling me trading LaMelo is going to ruin the franchise. All right. 16 points a game. All right, Terry.
He don't need no school.
He don't need no school.
No school.
None is what he said. It was that was a good one. So anyway, that's my news and notes. Some NBA action. I did pull up the Lawrence 11 for 12 on the Cowboys defense. His backup went 16 of 18 on the Cowboys defense, Tom, and 34 points on the Cowboys defense. But Terry didn't mention them in the thing, did he?
You know what? The funny thing I've seen is some people trying to doubt Trevor Lawrence. The only thing I've seen him do is maybe hold the ball too long. But it's so funny how people want to jump it. They want to see you fail. If you're the number one overall draft, they want to see you fail.
I think the problem there, too, Tom, is now you had Minshew, and they got rid of him. So who's the backup now down there?
Who'd they trade him to?
He went to Philadelphia.
He did. I read the rumors that was in the
sure
book.
did.
So with that said, Terry,
you have no backup down there now.
No, well, Terry, who's Dallas' backup?
Right now, it's Greer.
Will
from
Greer
Carolina.
and Cooper Rush.
So Greer got cut and then signed with the Cowboys?
Yeah, Cowboys took him.
So why didn't Dallas trade a 6th-round pick for Gardner Minshew? You let your rival get him.
I don't mind us having Greer. I don't mind him at all. He's a pocket quarterback. He just has a little bit of problems.
Minshew. I'm going to pull his stats.
I wasn't when I saw Greer in the preseason. I wasn't real impressed.
He's a pocket quarterback.
What I've heard is Cam Newton to Dallas.
That's
they turned that
the
down.
biggest number one rumor.
They didn't want that.
Adam Schefter said, Terry, they ain't turned it down yet.
Yeah, they've turned that down.
They haven't turned it down yet. Your backup is Will Greer. You haven't turned it down yet.
We're
Now,
not taking.
here's the deal. What Adam Schefter said. He's going to sign week 2 because if you sign before week 1, he's played 70 years, his contract's guaranteed. So teams will wait till week 2 to sign him or after because of that. So then you wouldn't have to guarantee any of the contract. So that's what I would look at for that. So Gardner Minshew in 20 games, 63%, 37 touchdowns, 11 picks.
Pretty good.
But he wants Will Greer and no defense. I'm just Terry. I'm gonna get you a Browns jersey. Just go ahead. You can wear it. You can wear it at home.
We'd be a
and in
winner.
2 or 3 years, when you feel comfortable, you can start wearing it out. How about that? We'll make that deal. You'd feel comfortable.
Y'all not gonna win y'all's division, Pittsburgh.
But
win
what
y'all's
happens?
division.
All right, what happens if Dak can't play a couple games?
Then Greer will be in.
Gardner Minshew, 93 quarterback rating, 240 yards a game, average 7 yards a completion. Again,
Minshew's
37
going to Philadelphia
touchdowns.
where he's not even the starter.
He's going to be the starter in week 3.
There you go. He's not even started.
It won't be long. And here's the thing. You know why they brought in Minshew is because Flacco was playing better than Jalen Hurts. Flacco was lighting it up, and they're like, we can't start Flacco because our fans will revolt. We better trade for Minshew. So they trade for Minshew. Now Dallas don't even have one.
Did they cut Flacco?
No, he's still there right now.
They kept 3 quarterbacks?
I think.
Yeah, that I know of.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Almost nobody does that anymore.
I know.
I think they've made some mistakes at the quarterback position. Think about it. You cut / trade your Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh my goodness. So I don't that division.
But Wentz is still hurt, isn't
he? Yeah, I think. But he's supposed to come back and play.
He said he was starting in game 1.
Yeah, he said he's going to come back and play. All right. Over in the baseball, the Guardians are 9.5 back of the White Sox. Do I have to call everybody named the Indians like in high school, like St. Stephen's? Do I have to call them the Guardians now too? And anyone named the Indians?
I haven't. They win one.
The National Bureau of Guardian Affairs. The Rays are in first by 6.5. White Sox by 9.5. Astros by 5.5. Braves up by 2, folks. So it's been a long, slow grind. Terry, what in the world is going on in that division?
I don't know. Braves were the best team in it from the start, and now they finally got to the top. They started off where they were struggling, but they've put everything together. And Philadelphia's played good here lately. I think they've won like 6 in a row or something like that.
Tom, if the Cardinals were in the East, where we used to be, actually, we'd be half a game out of first place. We're 11.5 now in the Central.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Half a game out of first place. We needed the North Carolina High School Athletic Association to draw up the division geographic maps. We had a chance to get in the East then.
And if we could just play the Royals, who we swept there, we'd be great.
Yeah, and then we go beat Chicago for y'all.
We can't beat Boston. Boston's beat us 4 or 5 in a row.
White Sox the only team in the Central with a plus-minus. Houston and A's in the West. 4 teams. Toronto is plus 118, and they're in 4th place, 13 games back. They would be in first place in the National League East and over Atlanta right now, and they're in 4th in the American League East. So they'll miss the playoffs, and the Braves will get in, and the Braves will be like, we had a successful season, and the Toronto will think they had a 4th place season, Terry. So, wild card action. We'll pull that up real quick, and then we'll move over to the NASCAR for this weekend. A little bit about we'll talk Daytona. Wild card Yankees and Red Sox got that. A's, Mariners, and Jays 3, 4, 5 back. Indians have slid back to 8.5. Cardinals got a chance 1.5 back of the wild card behind the Reds, so we've got a shot at that. The Dodgers have solidified the 4th spot, but the 5th spot is open, and we've got 5 teams within 4 games of the spot. Cardinals, Padres, Reds, Phillies, and Mets. Jack Flaherty's back. I think we got a chance. If our bats could heat up, we'll be tough. The good news is Yadier has re-signed for next year. And I think Wainwright is going to come back too, Terry, and he is having a fantastic season. I think he's he had a full complete game shutout the other night, and then I think his last 2 starts, he's not give up a run either. It's 7-7, and he's been outstanding. 39 years old.
And there, how many games out of the wild card? 7.5.
1.5.
1.5 out of the card.
1.5.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. So if they had win like 6 or 7 in a row, well, they'd be leading. Probably.
Right. All right. So NASCAR, Terry. Daytona. Ryan Blaney with the victory. A lot of pushing and shoving and wrecks there. Near the end, I don't know if I saw anything too ridiculous. Now, I'm going to give you slight credit on this, and you like the restrictor plate racing. It is exciting to watch in a sense that more than just 2 or 3 guys can win near the end.
Yes.
I will say that. And in those races, it is in a sense. Now, do you want that every week? I don't know if you could do that if you'd want that every week. What's not fair about it, it isn't fair, is that you could have the best car, you could lead, and it doesn't really matter there. And it's just because of the air and stuff. And I think there's a little unfairness to it, but there is an excitement edge to it. So I get that. It's also unfair to run 150 laps and then 40 people wreck. A lot of money spent, a lot of time going down. I think that's one big thing with that. But anyway, I said Bush, when he wrecked, I wanted to mention him in classic, Kyle style. He gets out and says he got T-boned out of nowhere, and he's the one that wrecked the other guy because Terry, I don't know if you was watching it. I'm sure you did, but Kyle had already hit the wall on the inside. So he's coming off the inside wall. He came off the inside wall and hit a guy who had hit nobody yet, who had snuck through the wreck, come through the infield. He's sneaking through. Kyle comes off the infield, doesn't look to his right, and he gets T-boned. And he's right. He got T-boned because he never looked in his defense. In his only defense, I guess he thought nobody else was coming down pit road at that time, but like any of the other cars. But Kyle came off the inside wall and then blamed the other guy for the wreck, Tom.
Yep. Sounds like he would
I
do.
just thought that was
That's
funny.
a Terry
He was
Reinhardt
out.
special right there. It's a
He
Terry
was out
Reinhardt
anyway.
special.
But Terry, is exciting. That what I do like about the Daytona races, though, is the finishing as far as the points thing, because it does allow anything during the race, the changing of, well, this guy's here, this guy's here. If you're at any of some of the other tracks, you could be 4 or 5 spots, and that just don't change for 12 laps. Mm-hmm. And in this, it changes every lap, every few seconds, and that does that excitement and that into finishing up. Now, whether that's, again, is a random thing like that actually kind of fair to the guys that raced 25 races all year a different way, I don't know. There's arguments that, but it is exciting. It was Reddick and Ty Dillon, right?
It sure was.
Fighting for the last spot, and then Harvick trying to get his win. He got slammed in the wall there near the end. Reading their tweets online, and I'll let Terry what you think. This basically Harvick's and them, they've dropped off, and we all think it's the equipment and everything as well as it gets changed. They were talking about, Terry, they're good on the super speedways. That sounds a lot like the small car teams. That sounds like Bubba Wallace and those guys. And you usually don't hear that from the 4-car saying, hey, that's the only place we're really good at.
It does it until you see how this is set up now with Darlington and then Richmond and then Bristol. And right off the bat, Harvick could win Darlington. He races good down there all the time. And that's scary, with him in it, because this could be a race that he could win. And as bad a season as he had, then you win tomorrow, and then you move right on. You're off into the 12, So, it could easily happen. I don't think I think Kyle Busch and them will be up there. There'll be a lot of survivors. But these races right here, short tracks, you're going to take the teams who, and I would take like Michael McDowell, some of these guys like that are going to be knocked out of it real early no matter what position they're in, because I don't think that they can run Darlington and 2 short tracks and still be part of the final 12. So I'm going to take some of these guys that's never been past. I mean, this is the first time they've ever been in it, and I must say that a lot of them new drivers are going to be the first ones out.
Well, we got Kyle Larson. Now, Terry, speaking
Kyle
of bad
Larson's
picks,
gonna be good. Yeah.
I've got to go back and find it. I am 97% sure I picked him to win this. And I think I remember me talking to you when we was talking about, like, if Larson's in a Hendricks car, he has to be one of the favorites. And I think I may have picked him. I may have picked Denny Hamlin, but I do remember us talking about that. As you put him, what you said, he wins everywhere.
Yeah, he wins everywhere.
You put him in a Hendricks car now?
He's not an Elliott that you only win on road courses. He wins in all the races.
So he's first, Blaney second, Truex third, Kyle Busch fourth, Elliott fifth, Bowman sixth, Hamlin seventh, Logano eighth, Brad Keselowski 10th, Kurt Busch 11th, Christopher Bell 12th, Michael McDowell 13th, Almirola 14th, Reddick 15th, and Kevin Harvick starting 16th.
Yeah. Now go over your last 6 people down at the bottom. Almirola will be out. Bell will be out.
Kurt Busch, Bell, McDowell, Almirola, Reddick, and Harvick.
Yeah, so some of those right there, those automatically going to be out. I don't think they can make the 12.
Terry says they're done. Is Kyle Busch, did he make playoffs?
I know Kyle did. I don't think Kurt did.
Kurt did. They won.
Did he?
He won a race.
Yeah, he did.
They won a race. Yeah, Kurt Busch won. Now he's moving to the Denny Hamlin.
And you got to be scared about him because I don't know, though, when I think of him, I don't know whether he can get through these 3 races, though. 2 short tracks and Darlington. I mean, I don't think he's that good
I think the
on
good
any
news,
one of those.
Well, I think the one good news, and we got to go, folks, say the saving grace, Terry, what you just said, 2 short tracks in Darlington, though, that's good for the guys who aren't that great. At the mile and a half is the one I think is what cheats everybody.
I don't think those guys can stay up in these short tracks.
Well, you can race differently in short tracks, and you can do some different strategies and other things.
I mean, Kyle Busch would be the one.
Chance.
Kurt Busch would be the one that could play.
Oh yeah,
But
I would give him a shot in those because I would rather I give him more of a shot than those in the mile and a half. Mile and a half ain't got no shot.
Yeah.
But you got to bet you get at least in the short tracks you can have wrecks, knock people out. You're near 2 guys running beside each other in front of you, Tom. Boop.
Yeah. If it was a short track in this first 3 with Christopher Bell, he would be moving on.
All right, Tom, who are you picking to win the championship?
The NASCAR championship?
Finish it off.
Larson.
Terry.
I'm taking Kyle Busch. He's been consistent all year long. So Larson's been good all year long, too, and he's won a lot of races.
I'm going to go Ryan Blaney with the win. We're going to pull it off. I think Kurt Larson should be the favorite, Tom. But my conspiracies in the back of my head will not allow NASCAR to allow him to be the champion this year.
There's a lot of those in the back of your head.
This year.
There's a lot of those.
A lot of things in the back of that head.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back next week. Saturday.
Friendship. Thank you, Friendship. Go see our friends in Forest City, Friendship Chrysler and Friendship Nissan.
Thank you for tuning in, KDCBroadcasting.com.